the gold and silver dolphin auction yesterday. That
How
was
many dolphins did you pick up?
we didn't pick up any dolphins. We did pick up some Kraken tickets that are actually pretty nice, and a Kraken jersey. So that's pretty good. Overpaid for it, but it's for charity. So.
Speaking of dolphin, you guys might have seen on Reddit the last day or so a Japanese food store selling dolphin meat.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
So, last time you guys got to Thalassa, and you were able to actually get into the city out of the teleportation complex with the members, Muse and the other thieves. They took you to the Pilgrim's Rest Inn, which turns out to be owned by Muse's father. You talked to them about what you were looking for, and they told you that Verdigan would probably know, who happens to have been the one who sent them to steal the crystal from the teleportation complex. They led you to Verdigan inside of the Mirage, the hidden underground thieves' den of the Ebon Shade, who Verdigan is apparently the leader of. As well, Azrael did punch one of the Ebon Shade in the face, who turned out to be Lieutenant Hack, one of the members of the Ebon Shade, who was... you were told that if you had any further questions, you could go talk to Lieutenant Hackett.
He's touched someone without consent. It was totally warranted.
Maybe. And Verdigan told you, after you informed Verdigan that you were trying to find a specific vault in the city, he asked you to figure out what the Emperor had shipped into the city from Tidesgate. It had arrived very recently at the Imperial Port Complex. You then departed, scouted it out a little bit at night, and resolved to come back the next night. So, you guys have a free day. I guess you guys can take a long rest. But realistically, you have a full day of whatever you would like to do, and then you can come back the next night at dusk. So what would you guys like?
I want to hunt ne'er-do-wells and punish them.
What if we did something related to our actual task, which would be looking for information about vaults, what they have in them, what the see if we can find out, like go to the docks and see what Emperor ships and things like that.
Well, we already kind of have all that information, right? So, like, the vault, for our own purpose, we're going to find out through Verdigan, and we're going to find that out by doing his thing. We've already stocked the docks, and we know we have a plan for when we go back. So Azrael's going to turn... okay, I'm going to see if I remember this whole plan right. So Snow's going to be a bat. Azrael and Javid are going to look like military, like Royal Guard members and walk in. Briar's going to be super tiny and in Azrael's pocket, and Azrael's going to turn Demetari invisible, and then we're just going to walk into the docks.
So we've got all the scouting we've done.
Yeah, we can't really do any more scouting because we have to get... And if we don't get into the docks...
What about... do we know what kind of foes we're likely to face, whether they're going to be hitting us with fire or ice or poison or...
I mean, hopefully we don't fight. The idea is that the Royal Guard just walk in, ask where the warehouse is, and then just go to it.
So our story is that we're Royal Guard and we don't know what we're about. So point us in the right direction, and they're going to say,
Well,
"Aren't you Royal Guard? Aren't you supposed to know this already?"
I mean, it was technically Javid's plan, by the way. But yes,
That was last week, and Javid's forgotten in the week since.
yes, that is the plan. We be Royal Guard, and we just ask the doc about the shipment and say, "Hey, we're here to get the shipment. Where is it?"
Not to get the shipment, I would think, because they'd wonder why is it just two of you.
Or to check on the
We're,
shipment, make
yeah,
sure the
we're
shipment's
here. We're here to
okay.
inspect exactly. You know, the emperor has asked us to check on it, and we're going to go in and make sure everything's copacetic.
Yep. So, I mean, really, we can't do that until night, because snow can't be a
In the
bat
meantime, you want
until
to just
night.
whack people.
Sorry, what?
In the meantime, you want to just go out and beat people up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, ne'er-do-wells, not innocent people, ne'er-do-wells. That's what Azrael wants to do. Yeah, because it's like there's nothing else we can really do for our mission. So this is technically downtime.
You're not afraid that
let's
if
go
we
beat people
go
up.
out and beat people up, that the city guard might start to say, "That's our job. You're vigilantes, and maybe you come with us and
I
explain
mean,
yourself to the
this
magistrate."
is what Azrael does. Like that's what she does. She's a vigilante.
I think
I
I
mean, we
want to
could
keep a lower
also we
profile.
could
I
also
don't want to.
go and find the fortune hunters and ask them if they have any jobs, but I'm definitely still going to be on the lookout for ne'er-do-wells. If anybody is like pocket picking, gonna interrupt that. But if you would want, however, that's on the eastern side of the city, so that's gonna be a trek to get to.
The ne'er-do-wells.
No, the fortune hunters, they're on the eastern side of the city, so
Oh,
we're
okay.
we're on the kind of God Walk, which is kind of, it goes through the center of the city. And the down kind of western part, southern west, southwest part is the wealthy part. And that's where the docks are and the banks and all the vaults and all that kind of stuff. The fortune hunters is on the other side of the city, on the east side of the city. So we could go and hunt them out if you want.
I like that.
But it's
We're
going to be a
members of the
trek to
fortune
get to
hunters, and
them.
that's okay. We got time. We got a whole day.
So we could do that, and then on the way, still look out for ne'er-do-wells.
I'll let you handle that.
Of course, that's my job. I don't.
My job is to stay out of trouble.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I like. I don't have any other notes written down. I have like 4 pages of notes, but that's all I have written down for our plan. So I think that was our plan, was just to ask.
Yes, we should just go check in with our faction.
Yeah, we can do that.
And if you see any ne'er-wells, you can pound on them, and if you get picked up by the city guard for being a vigilante, then we'll say, I've never seen this person before in my life.
I mean, this is what Azrael does. Like, this is very normal. I mean, technically, that's kind of how Javid and Azrael met. Was she was being a vigilante? So
It was through being recruited by the fortune hunters to do adventures and stuff.
Javid recruited Azrael when she was in a bar fight with ne'er-do-wells.
Right. Because Javid saw that Azrael could handle herself in a bar fight, not because she was somebody who would pick on ne'er-do-wells.
I mean, ne'er-do-wells need to get picked on, frankly. I mean, they're ne'er-do-wells. Somebody needs to put them in their place.
Unless you are yourself a ne'er-do-well, in which case...
No. Azrael is righteousness incarnate.
We'll let that go.
Yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go and find the fortune hunters and keep an eye. Well, Azrael's keeping an eye out for ne'er-do-wells. I don't know if anyone else is.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye out for not being around when Azrael finds ne'er-do-wells.
All right.
So I don't get picked up by the city guard for being a vigilante.
So, you guys spent the night in the Pilgrim's Rest Inn, and were able to eat a fine breakfast and head out to go and engage in other activities. Snow, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go walk around and hunt ne'er-do-wells.
All right.
Because we're kind of shit out of luck till it gets dark.
Yeah.
For me to turn into a bat.
Bat.
I'm a bat.
Can I get you guys to... Those of you who are hunting ne'er-do-wells, can I get you guys to give me insight checks?
Do I need to do an insight check to see if Azrael spotted ne'er-do-well so that I can avoid the situation?
I didn't spot ne'er-do-wells. I'm too busy arguing with Javid.
So, as you guys kind of make your way down off of Mount Kale, and, man, you guys did not do very well, and into the rest of the city, you can tell that it definitely changes. There's an air of wealth to the western side of the city, and it kind of gets a little bit dingier and grungier as you go east around the mountain. Into the sunlight. This mountain is so tall that the western side of the city is in darkness for much of the morning. But there's not a lot of daylight crime. And as you guys are moving through the city, you can tell that there is a very large guard presence. There's a lot of them. Most of them are wearing the gray cloaks of the military, but some of them appear to be sellswords. They're, as you can tell, as you're walking around the city, tucked away and engaged in some security duties at various locations. You can tell that there are a bunch of very armed guys in like kind of similar cloaks to the color that you guys are wearing. They're not in like a higher caste.
So would you say that they're wearing special livery of a particular organization, like all of the sellswords who are guarding or looking out for, the body of a wealthy person, or transferring goods or something, that they're wearing special livery?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Nope, can't tell.
That's the way we do it.
Unclear. They look like random goons to you. A few of them seem to be engaged in just like guarding shops and other things, but some of them are potentially guarding individuals. It's unclear.
And since we're intending to pass as the Emperor's Royal Guard later, do we see those like out on the street to maybe
Absolutely not.
no. Okay.
Those guys do not wander around in the street.
We should try to spot some so we can make sure that we're as authentic looking as possible later.
You guys would probably be able to tell that you are definitely on the wrong side of town if you're trying to look out for Imperial guards.
I mean, we can do that when we get back from the fortune hunters.
Okay.
All right. It takes you guys a couple of hours to make your way across the city, but eventually you arrive at the Fortune Hunters. It is on the outskirts of one of the markets on the eastern side of the city. It's a fairly wealthy-looking building, closer to the southern side, on the southern side of the eastern docks. And as you arrive, you can tell that it is bustling, and more specifically, you're able to tell now that probably most of those mercenaries you saw were probably members of the Fortune Hunters Guild. There is a lot of work to be had here as Fortune Hunters. And when you step inside, you can see kind of the typical layout of a Fortune Hunters Guild hall. Mead drinking, guys hanging out, a training area off in the corner. And sitting at a large table on a second level is a human male, big bushy beard, who is handing out contracts. There is a line.
Okay.
Now, have we ever seen this before? Like in Tovar Deep, did they typically have a line to get contracts? Is this normal for or is this
Sometimes.
unique?
Well,
Okay.
in Torvar Deep, we didn't have to wait in line because we had our what was he called? Our
Our contact or handler.
handler, yeah. So we just, we breezed on past any line. So, all right. So tell you what, you get in line, and I'm gonna sort of go around the edges of the room, look and see if I can find somebody who's looks like he's got rank, sort of keeping an eye on things and not otherwise occupied.
Well, I'm sure we can do that. I just want to remind you, Javid, people don't like you. I just want you to know that. Like, I know you think you're like really friendly and sociable, but you're not. So just keep that in mind when you're talking to people.
Try to be sociable. I'm gonna try to find the guy who knows what's what without having to stand in line. You stand in line, and I'll find the guy who's up to what's what.
Okay, you do that. I'm gonna stand here and listen to rumors. Also, I might not exit when you get kicked out. Just so you know.
How would I get kicked out?
Again, people don't like you.
You don't have to like me. You have to respect me.
Okay. So Azure will get in line, but she wants to kind of listen for like rumors, kind of name drops, that kind of thing.
All right. Go ahead and give me an insight check. And Javid, you're just waiting in line.
No, Ezreal's waiting in line. I'm the one sneaking around the
Oh, okay.
hall, looking for somebody who's looks like is sort of at the same rank as what's his face, my handler, and is not otherwise occupied.
I mean, your handler from Torvir Deep is the guild master.
Really, the whole guild master? Wow.
For Torvir Deep.
Okay, I sort of had always pictured him as being sort of second tier.
No.
Guild master, awesome.
He's the guild hall leader, sure.
Okay, so that bumps our rank up.
To be fair, it's kind of destroyed now, so
Rip.
Okay, but when it was up and running, I reported to the guildmaster. That makes me second tier.
That's like saying that I'm king of a kingdom that doesn't exist.
Okay, this was before it got busted down. When Toravir Deep was a bustling guild hall.
Yep,
And we
but
were
it's not anymore. So, sometimes we have to move past that.
okay. We have the dragons and the fire giants to thank for that, but it'll get back. We'll rebuild.
But see, so instead of being like super tier in the guild, right, which we still are, we just need people to know that we're also heroes of Tovar Deep. See, so we just changed. We actually went up a rank
How?
because
It's
we're
like
heroes. There's a statue of you.
it's like if your college burns down, you automatically get a bachelor's degree. I think it's like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
So Agil's listening.
And
Javid is kind of looking for someone.
the statue is completely independent of and separate from rank within our guild.
Right, but what I'm trying to tell you is it doesn't exist anymore in Tovar Deep. So we don't have rank in the guild anymore. It burnt
Yeah,
down.
I'm still second tier. I'm like a lieutenant to the.
In a guild hall that doesn't exist. Yes.
I don't know why you keep going on about that. We're going to rebuild the hall.
Okay.
Part of our dues. We're going to have to pay dues.
Well, I'm pretty sure
are,
they're
are
just
gonna,
abandoning it at this point and leaving it to like it didn't seem like they're gonna rebuild. Maybe we should ask about that. I'll ask about that when I get to talk to someone.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like this is a totally normal conversation between Azrael and Javid.
Yeah, happens all the time. Every chance we get, we're sniping at each other.
All right, sorry,
and
Leah.
then shit hits the fan, and we're back to back.
No. They totally trust each other and are great at fighting, but their communication styles just don't really meld well together.
It's a professional camaraderie.
Yeah.
So, Snow, what are you doing?
I just need to wander off and find a drink.
There are plenty of drinks to be had.
He's gonna have plenty of drinks.
Smart.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there's no line at the bar.
Well, there might be a riot if there's a line at the bar.
I'm guessing there's a armory table where their people are, getting their weapons checked out by the armor and blades sharpened and armor checked in and back out and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So, Azrael, as you're kind of listening in, sorry, Javid's the one sneaking around.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the conversations are pretty positive. There's been a distinct change in the tempo of work. There seems to be a lot more of it within the last month or two. Most of the guys around you are enjoying it. There's a lot more gold flowing in.
Do many seem like new recruits?
No, most of them seem like, it's a big city and lots of people are in the mercenary guild.
What's the type of work that's been happening?
guard duty, escorting merchants, mostly that.
Okay.
Um,
Do I hear any rumors about the Emperor and his, killing his mom and becoming Emperor?
There are a few guys discussing it, but everything they have is very obviously rumors. They are
Okay.
unsure as to what happened to the Empress and the daughter, but it is very clear that the son is now Emperor and is in charge of the city. No one's really sure what happened, but
Okay.
apparently there was a few months ago, there was a bunch of fighting up at the Imperial complex between what they're pretty sure was rival groups of Imperial soldiers, and then at the end of it, the next day, the son was crowned Emperor.
Okay. So basically a coup is what it sounds like.
But it doesn't take very long for you to move to the head of the line, at which point the bushy-bearded fellow kind of looks up at you and, sorry, don't recognize you.
I'm from the Tovar Deep chapter. I am a part of the Heroes of Tovar Deep. I know you guys are kind of far, so you probably haven't heard of it, but there's actually a statue of us. We saved the city from a bunch of dragons and fire giants. We're actually here on mission as part of that, but we decided to pick up some work in case we have it.
Well, nice to meet you. The name's Cam Vartionis. I'm
What was
the
it?
hall leader.
Cam?
Cam Vartionis.
And he's the hall leader. Okay. Do you have any contact with the other chapters? I mean, I normally just worked out of Tovar Deep. I'm just curious if you know what happened in Tovar Deep.
I heard a little bit. What was the? Hold on a second. He's kind of like shuffling through some of the paper.
I'm Azrael, right? And David, he's over here somewhere. I don't know where he went. And then the group that we've been running with, the Heroes of Tovar Deep. So Snow came with us. He's over there drinking. The one over there, sometimes he turns into a bat. Onyx died, unfortunately, but his sacrifice, is there. We have some other members. They're not with us right now, but they're around.
Gotcha. Well, excellent to meet you. Unfortunately, I was in touch with Dearest Promise a week or two ago, discussing the events of Torrevere Deep. Terribly sorry to hear about it.
Did he mention us?
Not necessarily by name, but it is good to put a face to the group. He did mention the Heroes of Torrevere Deep were members of the Fortune Hunters, so it's good to finally have a face to it.
Do you have any work similar that maybe me needed? Sounds like the city's not in good shape right now.
Well, there's plenty of work for us. Something of your caliber. I've got a shipment heading out to Lastport that could use escort. That one would take a couple weeks. I've got some merchants headed to Port Muir. Let's see.
We're kind of trying to stay in the city. Our
I've
work
got
kind of here
guard
is
duty.
in the city. No, I've heard about this, some stuff going on with the Emperor. That maybe there's some work there that maybe.
Nope.
Can I do like an insight check? Is he just trying to like throw us off?
Sure, make an insight check. Well, I mean, you are able to read a lot of the documents on his table. You can speak a lot of language. It does seem like a lot of what he's got is just random merchants who are paying for extra guards and stuff. He doesn't have any like Heroes of Torrevere Deep level jobs. He's got like low level, work that might take a week for you guys.
Yeah, that's just a little below our pay grade, you know.
I don't know what. If I have anything in particular, maybe I'll come find you. But as of right now, I don't have anything that screams Heroes of Toravir Deep.
Well, we're staying at the Pilgrim Inn. How do you feel about that?
I've never been myself. I don't do the pilgrimage.
All right. Well, if you need us, we're there.
Yeah, that's a western side of the city thing. But have fun over there.
You know, you really need to build up the guild. Like, this is kind of not a good image for the guild.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the richest guild on the continent.
Yeah, and this chapter is just doing low-level crap.
Making bank doing it, too.
You need to be more impactful hiding over here in the squalor of the east side of the city. Like, you guys could do great things.
Like what? The city's terribly safe. There's no monsters here. There's no great threats. All of
There's
that's
a
out
monster
west.
sitting up on the throne right now.
What?
There's war going on in the world.
Yeah, that's not really our business. I mean, true. I actually was reaching out about that. Talked to one of our contacts over in Tidesgate. That actually might interest you. There's a lot of work for mercenaries out west, if you're interested. They're paying good money for soldiers to go and fight Ostrinium. I've been shipping some of my best guys out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have that work, and you didn't even tell me about it?
Yeah, you'd have to travel to... You said you wanted something today.
Okay.
You have to go to another continent, the other side of the continent, and fight wars. That doesn't really seem like a today thing.
Right. Well, we might need a way to get to Obstrinian, so let's maybe we'll circle back and talk about that in a few days.
Okay. Well, I've always got ships heading out that way.
Right.
And
See,
good
that's
money.
good to know. See, that's good information. See, you. How long have you been guild leader?
A long time.
Really? Because you just sound kind of pathetic.
It's the richest guild on the continent. I don't know what to tell you. Look around. See this engraving? And he's like pointing at some art on. He had recently had the walls redone. The artisans came in and did stuff here. We have enough money to move to the western side of the city, but we don't for obvious reasons.
I'm just gonna like side eye him and then go get a drink.
All right. As you walk away, he shouts, "Next!" Someone else steps up to the table.
All right. Have I learned anything or spotted anybody lurking in the shadows?
You have been able to learn that the hall leader, the person who's at the same level as Brahma Storm, goes by the name of Cam Vartionis.
That's good info. I'll make use of that.
Yep. You circled the room, and everyone looks a little bit rough around the edges in terms of mercenaries, but it looks like a standard guild hall. This one's a little bit fancy. This one is definitely fancy by your standards. These guys are well paid.
Am I starting to feel a little dowdy in my travel clothes?
Maybe. So, you circle the establishment and make your way back and find yourself standing next to Snow, who is probably 3 or 4 beers deep at the table.
You've gotten ahead of us quite. What have you learned?
Have I heard anything while sitting and drinking?
Sure, give me an insight check. You have probably learned that in the immediate weeks and month following the coup, that there was a massive power vacuum in the city, and the rumor is that a lot of organizations saw it as an opportunity to get out ahead. They were able to engage in illicit activity in a number of fronts, with the city guard otherwise hampered in their duties. Teehee duty.
Basically, the criminal organizations are taking over and the power are back in them after the coup. But that's
Okay.
about it.
I really should go introduce myself to this Convartionis guy. I'm a high-ranking member of the Fortune Hunters in Toravir Deep. That should count for something. I'll
All right.
grab a ale and then get in line with these
There's not much of a line. You're waiting behind like maybe 2 or 3 people.
Right.
It doesn't take long for you to get to the front either, and the bearded fellow looks up at you and, welcome, friend.
Hey. I'm a member of the guild from Toravir Deep. You've probably talked to some of our other members. Don't mind that one. She's an asshole.
Ah, okay. You're one of the heroes of Toravir Deep. Gotcha.
Well, we go by the sloppy knots. That heroes is a little bit inflated.
Gotcha. All right.
Basically just checking in, but also we are interested in some undercover work and need to find out about the Imperial Guard Royals, their structures, so that we can pass ourselves off without notice.
Gotcha. So you're looking for work?
We're currently engaged. We got something going on, but
and you want something who can be done today?
Yeah. Little quick thing, get us around town. We can keep an eye out, see what's going on, especially around the palace.
Make a persuasion check.
Could be worse. Could be 0.
All right, fine. Let's see. And he starts shuffling through some of the papers on his desk. Something to do today.
Especially that would give us eyes on the palace.
All right. I've got a debt collection, western side of the city. there is a potter by the name of Artog. He owes 150 gold. If you could collect on that and bring it back.
Of course. Easily done. I'll take that chit.
Here you go. And he hands you a slip of paper. Artog the Potter.
And we'll find his pottery on the western side. I'll get landmarks from somebody.
Very well. Good luck.
And I'll go back find Snow. Asriel, have you joined?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably sitting next to Snow drinking.
All right. So, little quick job, get us a chance to take a look at things in the vicinity of the palace. That'll give us a chance to sort of see what things look like, and going to apply my militarily trained eye on rank and so forth, and see what the Imperial Guard has to what they're up to that's above and beyond what the City Guard does.
All right. So, the three of you depart from the Fortune Hunters Guild on the eastern side of the city of Villasa.
Yep.
So, Demetari and Briar have wandered off to do something else, and you have not seen Romney since you teleported out of the teleportation hall.
Did he not make it?
No, he was there,
Okay.
but he just wandered off.
I assume that he's headed off for barley and brewing supplies.
Well, you know, he is always talking about Yaldalia or whatever his god's name is. Like, maybe he went up to the top of the shrine to have some epic brewing godly experience. I don't know.
Man, I wish I was religious. That would be great.
This is the city for worship. The Mount Kale is absolutely covered in shrines. You can even kind of see them from the ground as you're like walking. You can see like this like strange little white peppering across the mountain of little shrines everywhere. It is almost countless.
Sounds like his thing. He talks about her all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gone and he's hip deep in conversation with getting brewing tips and other worship. How to make the most out of spiced thingamabobs. I know. He's all into that sort of thing.
Okay, so it's just the three of us, and we're gonna head out.
Yes.
To this Potter place.
All right. It takes you a few hours to traverse the. You find yourself again on the western side, in a kind of a lower portion. You're kind of looking up from the waterfront towards the Imperial complex, close to the city walls to the south, in front of a potter's establishment. The door is closed and locked. The lights are out.
Sounds like Harry the Potter heard we were coming or something.
Does the thing say what the debt's for? Like why he borrowed the money and why he's not paying it back?
No, doesn't.
That's not our business.
It does not
Well,
say
yeah.
that on the.
Yes,
We're-
it absolutely
we're
is our business. Like, are we working
Nah.
for some loan sharks? Like, did his kid get sick
Oh,
or
I hope
something?
so. If we're not working for loan sharks, why am I doing debt collection?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, there's certain types of behavior that's just not acceptable, and I just want to make sure that we're working for people
Yeah,
who are
roaching-
not
roaching
ne'er-do-wells.
on Debt is not acceptable.
So one thing that the slip does tell you is that this is a third-party job. So the fortune hunters have been hired by a third party to collect the debt.
yeah.
So does it say
Oh,
who
yeah.
that third party is? Like, who does he owe the money to?
It does not.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we need to, like,
Doesn't
ask
matter.
some questions before we just like beat this guy
Right.
up. I'm just saying, like,
There's no moral
maybe
dimension to this. It's strictly transactional.
no, there's
Strictly,
always moral
oh,
dimension to everything that we do.
not a bit. This is a commercial transaction, and we're going to go in, get the money. If we can't get the money, we're going to take equal value out of his hide
No,
if
I
necessary.
feel
And
like we
oh
we
yeah,
should sit down and have a nice conversation where we ask
well,
him
we'll
why
start
he
with that
borrowed money and
conversation.
why he didn't pay it back.
No, we don't need to know the first part, but we're going to get the money back. That's the thing. That's what we're here for.
Okay, why?
Well,
Well,
knock on the door. Bang, 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 bang.
okay. While he's knocking on the door, can I sneak around to the back?
Sure. There is a back door. It is also locked.
Can I lockpick that?
Sure, go ahead and get a check with your lockpicking tools. However, Javid, as Azrael has just disappeared around the corner to the rear of the house.
Is covering the rear, as is a smart move.
Snow, what are you doing? You're just hanging out with Javid.
Yeah.
All right. Javid, there is a voice. Hello? Sorry, we're closed.
I understand. We've got to have a word with you about a debt you owe, and as you value your continued corporeal existence, you'll want to have a word with us.
Oh, yes, right away. Hold on, sorry. I seem to have set the keys down somewhere. There's a special lock on the inside. Hold on, I'm getting them.
We're breaking it down.
I literally just told you, I gotta find the keys. Hold on. There's a special lock on the inside.
Inside check.
Of course it is.
Make an insight.
He's lying.
Get my ogre to knock your door down.
He's definitely lying.
And break the door
Azrael,
down.
as you're fiddling with the door, it unlocks and opens, and there's a big orc standing in front of you. He's like, excuse me, I gotta go.
I'm just gonna try to grab him.
Ah! Alright, try to grab.
We hear this from the front.
Azrael just grabs him. Those of you in the front suddenly hear some kind of commotion and voices that are probably coming from the rear of the house.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
As
So we're
I catch him,
going
I'm
to
gonna be
go
like,
running
go ahead.
around and grab and join Azrael in grabbing this guy.
Azrael, as you grab him and kind of like pull him into, I don't know, like a headlock or something.
yeah, sure.
Behind him, standing in the doorway, holding little baggies of clothes, is an orcish woman. Or, no, sorry. I wrote this. So he is an orc, and a human woman, and then two half-orc children are standing there in the doorway.
And so I'm just gonna look at him and be like, "Why'd you borrow the money?"
I couldn't afford to keep my business going. I had to have the money. I'm sorry.
Who'd you borrow it from?
Have we caught up with Azrael at this point?
Yeah, as soon as this is happening, it's right around the back. It's a very small building, and as she's talking to him, you probably round the corner.
Okay, well done, Azrael. I will check the chit for the potter's name and address him and say, "Sir, you owe a debt, and we've come to collect."
So,
Hello, Mrs. and kids. Good to see you.
The woman is sitting there, and the two
your-
kids are behind her, just like looking at you from behind her little dress.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna point to them and be like, "Javid, this is why we ask questions, right? He
We don't need to know
could
why.
just be a bad
We need
business
to know
person
how
who
he's
needs
going
to
to
pay
how
money
he's going to
back,
pay off the debt.
or
Now,
he
this
could have been
is-
extorted for protection money. We need to know the difference."
What kind of
No, we
message
don't
is he
actually.
teaching his children by borrowing money, not paying it back, and expecting no consequences.
Well, so that's my question. Is that really what's happening here? See, that's the question. So sometimes that's what happens, and if that's the case,
very clearly just tried to renege on a debt.
is that because somebody is extorting him?
One of the kids says, "Mommy, are they gonna kill Daddy?"
See, look at this.
That's totally up to your dad, kid.
It's, we'll see how this turns out. So, sir, how do you plan to repay? Can we go in and find the value owed? Are we going to have to
break your legs?
I don't know. Take fingers or something.
You guys
Look,
do not know how to deal with people.
there might be a few gold worth of things left in there. All of my equipment you can take and sell it for my loans, but all I've got is left in the pouch. Quick, on my hip. It's all I have left.
Get it, Azrael.
All right, well, I will, as I'm reaching for the pouch, which I will reach for the pouch, and I'll say, who did you borrow the money from?
Petrus Winterwish, loan shark.
See, do you not understand this? Why didn't you loan from the bank?
I couldn't get a loan from the bank.
Yeah,
Why was
How
that?
surely you can't. The banks are notoriously stingy with loaning out to people who've got bad credit, like this guy.
So
I needed the money that day, and he was the only one who could give it to me.
And did you intend to
Yeah,
pay it
yeah.
back?
Well, I wanted
And
to,
we're not
but
going to be
I didn't get any
trying to
business.
pawn off your
Why
potter's
did you
wheel,
just
whatever you got in there.
why didn't you just not, if your business was going under, why didn't you just move?
Oh, that's easy for you to say.
This is all I know how to do. My father owned this shop.
Got another job at another potter shop. I mean, really, did you run your business into the ground? Is that it? Like, were you having gambling debts? Like,
You just hate being a potter? Did you self-sabotage?
Yeah, so
Did your dad force you into the trade?
The city guard upped their taxes so much I just couldn't pay them anymore. I thought if I could get a new shipment of things off to the city and I could make enough money that we could move, but it never happened. The money never came through. So you've taken his pouch, and opening it, you can see he's got maybe 10 gold in there.
Alright. Can I do an insight check? Does this guy actually seem like a good guy that just got stupid? Like, is he like somebody who, I just kind of want to get an insight into what the situation here. Is this like a decent person who just got over their head, or
200 gold value in the shop, or has he spent it all on drugs?
Go and give me an insight. I mean, it definitely seems like he's telling the truth. He does not have, he was running away. You can tell based on, he and all of his family are all carrying, little bags of clothes and other things, to the point where you're pretty sure they're carrying everything they own in the world, and he only had 10 gold in his pocket.
So there's literally nothing to... I mean, the shop itself is worth money, isn't it?
Maybe.
Good worth? Damn, no.
No, I mean, seriously, isn't the shop worth some amount of money?
Maybe.
Maybe, but I mean, realistically, are you going to get 200? How are you going to get 200 out of this?
Well, he owes 150, not 200.
And pawn it? Or there's carrying charges?
Well, no. I mean, no. What I'm saying is there's literally this shop that could be sold to somebody else.
At auction? You're going to stand around for that? I got it. I don't have all day.
Well, no. We take the deed of the house back. What else are we going to take? There's literally nothing.
I don't own the deed. It's not mine.
Wait, who owns the deed?
See?
Petrus Winter. Or
Wait.
not Winterwish. Winterwish, that's what it is.
So
Petrus Winterwish.
How does she own the deed? Is that another loan you didn't pay back?
No, he's the one who rents the building out.
Yeah, he's renting out. All he owns is like the bricks of the kiln and a
So
and a
wait, wait,
wheel.
wait, wait, wait. You're
He's probably
renting from
getting
a loan shark?
the clay
He's
on
not really
credit.
he's not really a loan shark. He's a businessman who owns things here. Just don't tell him I said anything mean about him. All right, please, I'm begging you.
I mean, this seems a little weird. So you, I just want to fully understand the situation here.
How much do you
So,
think we can get for the kids?
no, Javid, just no. Slavery is bad.
I'm trying to figure. I'm not talking about slavery. It's like
Yes, it is. Look, let's figure out the situation. You, a quote honest businessman, rent from a maybe not so honest business person, and you said the taxes got too high because I'm guessing you're bad at business, and you decided to then loan money from the unhonest business person who owned your shop.
Well, I had a job with the city. The emperor's house had contracted me. I was supposed to turn out hundreds of things, but when I delivered, they never paid, and I can't pay with nothing. I don't.
Wait. Now this is interesting. Now, how did this happen?
I don't know. There was all the events to do up at the Imperial complex, and by the time I had delivered all of my goods, they told me the job was forfeit, and they didn't give me any gold. They didn't accept them. There's hundreds of cups in there I don't know what to do with.
Wait, where are the cups?
They're inside. No one will buy them.
Why is that? Because they're why?
I don't know. I've tried selling them, but it just, you can sell 1 or 2 cups a day, a plate here and there, but it's the big jobs that turn the money, and there's none of those anymore.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm not the one making the jobs. All I do is try to get them. I thought if I could make it through until I had been paid, we could do one last job and then move out of here, but the money never came.
It's always the way of it, isn't it? One last job, then you get out from under.
Okay, so
And-
look, there's nothing that we can get gold from here.
I'm
Right.
sorry. I don't know what to give you. Please let us go.
It seems like a really bad deal. I hate having jobs go bad like this. How much do you think we can get for the wife?
No, again, slavery is bad.
I'm not saying slavery.
We've
Maybe somebody
discussed
wants-
this, Javid. Slavery is bad.
Who might have say what they want it for? Maybe it's something
We're
else.
not taking people.
No.
That's where I draw the line.
Really? Okay.
Javid says, I was in slavery and it wasn't that bad.
I was a slave. Look how I turned out.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah. So
weeks
I think
living
that's a
down
good example
slavery
why
for
slavery is bad. Look, I mean, we can take everything that's here, but we're not going to take the people. So let's search for
let's
the
take
house.
all the people.
No, the people are going to go.
Well,
Um,
look, we can't say the job's complete if we just turn in however many paltry coins this guy's got. We got to say we got the coins and we got the guy. Let you figure it out.
Okay, Hem I'm fine with. We could take Hem back to the fortune hunters, but the wife and the
Well-
children are going.
So the slip that you hold does include at the bottom an address for the gold to be delivered.
Mm-hmm.
It the Winter Wish Inn.
Yeah, so we could take Hem to, face the people who he's not paying, right? Like they can throw him in jail or whatever.
Yeah, the wife and kids aren't on this
No, the wife and kids are innocent and they can
Contract.
go.
Sure. All right.
As soon as you
Here's
say
good to
that,
know.
they start like sliding out of the door, like looking at you, and like keeping you, like the woman is keeping herself between you and her kids, and then as soon as they've got like an open space behind them in the alley, they just like take off.
I'm just gonna let them. Now him, on the other hand, we can take him to the Winter Inn and then throw him in jail or whatever.
You know, maybe they get. No, let them figure it out. So yeah, we're headed off to the Winter Inn.
I have manacles.
Oh yeah,
God.
definitely. Put manacles. This
Yeah,
brute
yeah.
looks like he could be a problem if we don't pin him down a little bit.
He looks just like a regular guy. You're being kind of racist.
He's just a big orc.
Yeah, he's an orc. He's not like super
He's
muscular
not
or anything.
people.
You can see he's like on his shirt. He's got little like dabs of like dried clay and other things on him. He's very obviously a potter.
No, like I'll manacle him
Mhm.
because obviously he's a bounty, but like, we'll take him to the Winter Inn and they can, throw him in jail, prosecute him, whatever. But yeah, and then, obviously we'll search the house for anything of value.
The really good stuff is probably buried underneath a threshold stone or something.
All right. So you guys are searching the house before you head off.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
go
sure.
get some perception checks from you guys?
I hate this stupid
You look
physics
good.
roller. Hell yeah.
Very piratey. All right.
What's
Pretty.
it?
It's true. As you guys are searching the place, just tearing it apart, there's some equipment. There's some clay here and there. There's tools associated with being a potter, turning wheels or whatever. But there's nothing else. You can tell by looking through the house that they had packed up in a hurry before this, and like the place was pretty much ransacked before you even opened the door, is what it looks like. They don't have anything left in here, and you don't find no hidden things. They pretty much were just abandoning this house.
Yeah, so we'll take him to the Winter Inn then.
All right. As you guys
if
leave,
they decide to start taking off fingers for every, like 10 gold that he owes, then it's up to you.
I mean, how is it valuable to them? Like, what are you gonna get gold out of fingers?
all right. As you're traveling, Artog doesn't talk. He's just like slowly kind of walking along with you guys with the manacles on. The Winterwish Inn is on the western side of the city. It is posh. It is very, very fancy. It's 3 stories. It's like mostly marble on the exterior. A lot of wood has built up on it. It is a very fancy place. You enter, and as soon as you do,
Before we do,
Okay, go ahead.
a thought just occurred to me. Ezra, you're good at being a dodgy person. What if you go in as Artog and apologize for the debt and say,
Why?
this is all I've got. What?
No,
Oh,
I'm just gonna. We're just no.
yeah.
They're gonna throw me in
Here,
jail.
here you are, all high and mighty about slavery.
No, I'm high and
You don't know what
mighty.
they're going to do with him.
I said that they're going
they
to
might want to.
take him and throw him in jail. Right? Why would I pretend to be somebody who they're gonna then take and throw into jail? No, I have Autog. We're just gonna
You
take
can
him in the
disguise
inn.
yourself.
Why? Like,
Yeah.
what's the
To-
point of that?
To find out if they're going to do something that you find morally objectionable.
And we'll find that out when I take him in there, and then I can punch him in the face. There's
You
no
better
point in
do it
finding that out when it's
without the
me by
punching of the
myself.
face.
What?
Would you rather find that out before somebody gets punched in the face?
Well, no, because if I'm in there by myself and they're going to do dodgy things, then I still have to punch them in the face. it doesn't avoid anything. Now, I could go in by myself as me and inspect the place, but I'd rather just walk in with him and figure out how they react.
I thought you were going to do something all moral and
I
worrying about their
will
objection. But what if it
if
still was very
they
well?
are morally objectable. We don't know that yet. When I find that out, then I will react.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
All right, so you guys are heading inside.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you cross the threshold of the door. You can see the establishment is well manicured. There's people setting down food and ales. The business is overall, it seems pretty wealthy, pretty busy in here. Fairly regular looking folk through and through. However, as soon as you enter, to your right and left, you suddenly watch as two guys who are very obviously guards come up to you. And they say, "Follow us." And they just start, one of them starts leading you through the establishment, and the other one is behind you, waiting to follow in at your rear.
Can I do an insight check once we get into the establishment? Like, does this look the kind of place that takes people to be slaves, or does this look like the kind of place that takes people to go to jail?
Go ahead and give me an insight check. I think you would be able to tell pretty quickly that this area of the establishment, like the area that is the tavern and serving food to guests who just come in straight off the street, that it's nice, it's wealthy, it's very pleasant, and it is outwardly positive. But they lead you through a doorway into back rooms, down some steps, up some steps, into a rear area. This is definitely the kind of place where people disappear. If you cross these guys, you go away forever type thing. It does not look clean in the rear. And eventually they lead you into a small wooden room. The two guards flanking on either side of the door, and they just kind of gesture for you to stand in the center of the room.
So I'm going to take the guy's manacles off, by the way, when I set him down.
All right.
Because they're mine.
He just kind of massages his wrist.
Go into the room. I'm going to stand there, look into the room, and double check the chit and say, we were supposed to turn in a debt owed to whoever it is we're
just him fulfills the debt. Here's your money. And one of the guards kind of reaches behind him, pulls out a key, unlocks a little lockbox, pulls out a satchel of coins. You can hear it kind of jingle as he sets it out, and holds it out for you to take. Your job is completed. Thank you. The fortune hunters are ever reliable. You may go now.
We are. Yes, indeed.
How much was his debt?
150 gold.
All right, so I want to try to understand the situation. So, they tell us to put him in like a cell or like the middle?
It's just
of
a room.
Is it
They
like
just
a torture room? Like, what's it look like?
It's just a plain wooden room. There's no chairs. It's just a wooden room. The two guards are on either side of the door.
No table with racks of pointy instruments.
No, there's a shelf behind them that they produce the money out of, a small lockbox, but beyond that, it's pretty much just an empty room that they've led you to.
And
they are gesturing for you guys to leave.
I'm going to ask, what's going to happen to him?
Done our part. So, thanks much. Pleasure doing business with you, and we'll be on our way.
We appreciate it. Master Winterwish will be along soon to take care of the business negotiations.
I feel let's not complicate matters any further.
Maybe we could talk to Mr. Winterwish, see if he needs more help with other jobs.
But we do our work through fortune hunters.
Well, there's no reason we couldn't talk to Mr. Winterwish. We didn't sign an exclusive contract.
No, we didn't. You're right.
So why don't we talk to Mr. Winterwish?
Well, actually, you guys did kind of sign an exclusive contract. The fortune hunters hold that all jobs require a percentage be paid to the organization. So if you do a third-party job, you are required to still pay a tithe.
Well, we could do that too. I mean, that doesn't matter. I'm fine with continuing to pay the tithe.
Azrael, look, we've got the thing we've got to do tonight.
Right,
And we
but why?
took the thing with
There's
the
no
Hunters
reason not to make
Guild
friends.
just to do a little bit of side business and explore the city. You're adding another layer of complexity to this that we don't need.
There's no reason to not make friends, right? We got a job from Mr. Winterwish. It seems
You
like
know how
Mr.
friendly I can be.
Winterwish.
I
You
am the epitome of
you don't have to talk to
friendliness,
him. You
as you
can
have
go
pointed
and I'll
out
talk to him.
repeatedly.
That's fine. You can go and I'll talk to him. That's totally cool. I'm just saying, like, there's no reason why we shouldn't get to know the people who have jobs in the city.
Let's focus on the real job, which is to spot out the Royal Guard.
Well,
So
you could
that
go do that.
what we're really here for, we can do properly.
No. I mean, what time is
Yeah.
it?
Mid-afternoon, maybe?
Yeah, see, we have plenty of time till dark.
I'm not
And
hearing
we
plenty
still
of
don't
time.
even
All
know
right, tell you
where.
what. You hang out and talk to Winterweather, and
Okay.
Snow and I will go and do the scouting out for what our real work is.
I can stay with Azrael.
You are actually somewhere else right now.
Can she show up
Okay,
to
that
be
makes
with me?
sense. That's fine.
Followed us across town.
Well, yeah, no, she could have like met up with us, right? As we were, she could have saw us and been like, "Hey guys, what you doing?"
Sure. As you guys were randomly arriving at the Winter Wish Inn, just like fluttering down at you was Briar, just randomly.
I was in the kitchen, and I saw him coming in. I
Yeah,
was like,
totally.
"Oh, hey."
Or how random.
How odd.
That's weird.
I was just peeking around,
That's
just
suspicious.
figuring out where we are.
No. Javid and I have been having a day, like, how sometimes we just like get under each other's skin and always argue with each other? It's been one of those days.
Like a lover's spat.
Yeah,
What are we arguing about?
Well, he keeps telling me that I shouldn't hunt ne'er-do-wells, which doesn't make any sense. That's what I do. And then he gets upset when, I don't want to take children as slaves. And then, even more upset when I want to just make sure that I'm not
How's
working
this
for
guy going to pay off his
ne'er-do-wells.
debt? I mean, what
Right.
are his assets? Wife and
It's-
kids are, I
Those,
think,
those,
are his
tho-
only
tho-
remaining assets.
those are not his assets. Those are separate people who have their own, individuality and autonomy.
As you guys are debating this, and you have taken the gold from the two guards, the other one, you may leave now. We have no further use of your services.
I would like to talk to
Thanks.
Mr. Winterwish.
If you need anything further, you can always reach us through the Hunters Guild. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
I'm just saying, like, maybe, there's no reason to not, make friends with somebody who has contracts.
We get all the contracts and more that we need from
I
the
just
Fortune
I
Hunters.
just would like to know more
yeah.
about Mr. Winterwish.
Very well. He will be along very soon.
Here, see?
I'm gonna head out and try to scout out the Royal Guard, the Imperial-looking guard. See what I can find out as far as their uniforms and tactics and what have you.
Okay, so Javid is leaving. Snow, what are you doing?
Not Javid and I were gonna go scout.
Okay, so you're leaving with Javid. So, Briar, are you staying with Az? Okay. Alright. It takes you a few minutes, but eventually there is a knock at the door. The two kind of reach over and open it. And standing in the doorway is an elf. He looks like a sun elf, tan skin, golden hair, well dressed. He is wearing a similar navy blue cloak to what Verdigan was wearing, but his is a different design. It is the master color that matters in terms of caste denotation. And he kind of looks over at the two of you and, how may I help you? I am understanding that you were the individuals who brought our quarry in. I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm Azriel. This is Briar. So we are members of a group also called Heroes of Tovar Deep. There's many of us. It's just the two of us right now. We work for the Fortune Hunters, and we were just interested to learning more about you. We're in the city for other business, and obviously we try to be entrepreneurial, get more business as we're doing other business, and thought it might be a good idea to just get to know more about you and see if maybe we can talk about future deals and kind of the types of work you might be interested in having.
Well, it is nice to meet you. My name is Petrus Winterwish. I am the owner of this establishment. I am engaged in many business opportunities throughout the city. I make occasional loans, and he gestures towards Art. Other such things. I transport goods. I loan out workers to others. Mr. Artog here is likely going to be doing work for me for quite some time to pay off his debt.
What do you mean loan out workers to others? Like slavery?
Not quite. But I am engaged in activities that require strong hands and willing hearts. As Mr. Artog is certain to be here, his wife will appreciate his hard work, I believe. And he looks at him and kind of squints.
Wait, I'm confused. What does his wife have to do with anything about this?
Nothing, if he works hard.
Can I do an insight check? Is this guy a slaver? Is he basically just going to kill his wife if he doesn't work hard?
Go ahead and give me an insight. I don't know if that's necessarily what he's going to do. I mean, there is a certain degree of, threat, obviously, towards Artog. But it definitely seems like Artog is, this is the kind of situation where he skipped out on a bill at the restaurant and they're going to make him wash dishes in the bag forever.
Okay, so it's not like he's a permanent slave. It's more like indentured servitude?
Pretty much.
Okay. I don't know, Briar. What do you think?
That's sketchy as hell.
Yeah, so does he get to work his way out? Like, will he not?
Once his debt is repaid, he may go free, reunite with his wife and his children. Hopefully it doesn't take too long.
And how is his debt paid? Like, do you pay him a certain amount per hour towards his debt? Like, how does that work?
His payment of hard work, he will earn himself 2 silver pieces per day towards his debt. Room and board is accounted for. For the foreseeable future, he will be fine. He need only work. But I require no further services from the Fortune Hunter, and you may leave at this time. I will be sure to inform Mr. Vartionis that you have worked hard for me and earned your pay.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's telling the truth?
Sure.
I'm not very insightful, but
He's definitely telling the
there
truth.
You have it. There you
He's
have
very appreciative.
Yeah,
it all seems on the up and up to me.
Yeah, I get it. Like, it's kind of sketch, but if he's really just working off a debt and then he's free to go, that's not that bad, right?
Indeed. And I must thank you for your participation. And he turns and gestures towards the door.
I mean, I guess I'll just take a note to ask around about this guy, but I don't quite see anything that would make me attack him. He's not breaking fingers or anything.
Okay. Well, thank you kindly. Mm.
And then as we leave, I'm going to whisper in Barry's ear, you want to sneak around and just look at stuff?
Let's talk to people out front. How about that?
Okay, let's go do that. So we'll go to the actual like bar part of the inn and just
Okay. Go ahead and give me
ask
some
people.
insight check. All right. So the exterior bar area is a lot of people who definitely look like just general townsfolk. They don't look like they're Fortune Hunters members. You know, those guys are pretty rough looking. You know, these are like dudes who just got off work at the docks or something that are just looking for an afternoon meal, and then they're going to go home and sleep it off. You know, it's that kind of thing. And as you guys are kind of moving around and talking to people, there's like, you know, you're asking like, hey, you know, what is Mr. Winterwish like? And some of the people are like, oh, he's so nice. He's so friendly. He comes out here and sometimes he hands out free drinks to everyone. Everyone just speaks very highly of him.
We go to a poorer part of this area and ask questions.
Okay, so you guys are technically in the rich part of town. This is where the wealthy folk live.
Maybe when we go back to the Fortune
these-
Hunters area of town, we can ask around and see how they think.
All right.
Yeah, because I don't think the wealthy folks are going to be taking high interest loans.
Yeah.
It is getting close to dusk. You can see the sun beginning to descend over the ocean, disappearing behind the walls of the city.
So
It would be a few hours for you to travel over to the Fortune Hunters and a few hours to come back. This is a big city. There's a considerable amount of time to traverse.
Maybe we can save that for tomorrow, and then we can go find Javid, and I can tell him I didn't punch anyone, and he'll be very happy.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be so happy. He always thinks that I just punch people for no reason, but it's really because I just do it when people deserve it.
I'd like to think mostly they earn it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I don't know. Like I like Javid, but sometimes I think he's just overcritical.
That's really all.
So, Snow and I went out to scout out what the Imperial forces look like. The Royal Guard, their livery and patterns, so that when we try to impersonate them later, we'll be able to pass ourselves off with relative authenticity.
Okay. Can I get you guys to give me a stealth check and a perception? It is technically broad daylight while you guys are doing this, so.
Stealth and what?
Perception. Man, between you guys had great rolls, but not great in the right ways.
Yeah.
All right. Snow pretty much vanishes as he's trying to scout out the Imperial complex. Javid is quite perceptive in this particular case.
I think I would get advantage on perception checks when checking out military.
Well, you already got a 25. That's good enough.
Okay.
What you guys can tell as you approach, and I don't know if you guys are kind of working as a pair, but you can tell that the Imperial complex is very well guarded. It is absolutely crawling with soldiers. They are, they move in groups of 5 across the ramparts. They have like trios in each one of the parapets, like looking down on them. At each one of the gates into the Imperial complex, there's at least half a dozen guards at each one. But they're all wearing gray. None of them are wearing the like white Imperial officer uniforms that you had seen. You were able to spy very distantly, like glints of white inside of the complex. You're kind of having to look through like specific angles at it. You guys recognize that you can't get much closer to it without potentially drawing interest from the guards themselves, preventing you from getting a really good look at them. But you can tell that there are the kind of higher ranking Imperial officers within, but you just can't get close enough, especially in broad daylight.
All right, so I think we're going to have to modify our plans slightly. Thought we might be able to go in as officers, but probably we should go in as like bookkeeper types, saying, "Yeah, we're here to check the numbers and make sure that the manifest matches the inventory and so forth, rather than try to bluster our way in as officers." What do you think?
Well, I think my best bet's to go sneaky beaky. I'm not all prim and proper like you military types.
Yeah. All right, we'll get. I mean, we're going to go in with Azrael, and she can pass herself off as somebody, and probably even manage to convince them that we are in fact somebody. So yeah, definitely, we'll go the some of us doing the sneaky beaky bits, and some doing the pretending we are who we are not. But we'll see how that goes. And we've got a good enough cover. I think we can talk our way in as long as we look like who we say we are. And like I said, just trying to verify the manifest.
Yeah.
And you can do your bat.
Be a bat.
Be your bat thing, and flicker in. All they'll see is just a flutter out of the corner of their eyes. They turn and look, and you're gone. I would do the same, but I can only last like a few seconds like that. It's all right.
All right, so you guys are heading to meet up with
here, and we'll head for the meetup. Yep.
Okay. All right. As you begin to head back towards the center of the city, the gods walk up to the inn. You cross paths with Briar and Azrael, just as dusk begins to take this part of the city.
Javid, I didn't punch anyone.
You are an absolute saint with your withholding the gift of your fists.
He didn't earn it. Like, we definitely think he's sketch, and we want to find out more about him, but he's not a slaver. I think he's more of like a indent. Like, the guy's definitely gonna work, but I don't think he's a slaver. I mean, probably not the best person. Maybe they said nice things about him, but I didn't punch him. He didn't deserve it.
With there are probably 100 like him in town, and so we can pretty much leave that.
I mean, he had a blue robe, so he seems kind of important.
To actually do what we came here for, rather than vigilante all over the place. We didn't get a good look at the officers' uniforms, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to pass ourselves off that way. But what I thought we would do is try to go in as inspecting the inventory, and pass ourselves off as uh, you know, mid-level functionaries.
What about if we pretend to be Mr. Winterwish? He had a blue robe on. Don't they have access to the docks?
But it's not the docks we want in particular. It's specifically the into we're going.
I thought we were going to a warehouse in the docks. We just don't know
Okay,
where the shipment
I thought we were
is.
getting into the specific thing. All right, refresh me. I don't remember what we're doing.
So, from what I understand, the way the mission is working is we were asked to. So, the Emperor had recently got a shipment from Tidescape,
Yeah.
and we were asked to basically find out what that shipment is. And if
Okay.
we can
Yeah.
easily if we can easily transport it, bring it back. And so
All right.
the shipment is at the
There you go.
docks, as far as, at least in my notes, anyways. The shipment is at the docks.
Okay.
So it's in a warehouse, I'm guessing, because where else would it be?
Sure.
So we need
Docks,
to find the
warehouse. Yep.
shipment, and if we can carry it, get it back. So that's why I was originally thinking the Royal Guards, because they would have easy access to whatever the Emperor's stuff is. Now, if we don't know
Yeah,
enough
without
about
question.
them, what they look like, then we probably should pretend to be
No,
somebody with blue
the guards we
robes.
can do. It's the officers I had trouble with.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't know,
Get
because
the gray robes on.
but aren't the blue robes like higher class than the gray robes? Like, wouldn't they have better
I
access?
thought those were civilians.
The blue
No, we,
gro the royal blue are the masters, like the master crafters and stuff like that, like the business people, the merchants, and they're higher, I
So
think.
navy blue are merchants, guild masters, and engineers.
And so aren't they higher than the guards?
No.
Oh, they're not. Okay. Sorry, I assumed the guards were low
so,
level.
Not
well,
the
I mean,
not the full on soldiers.
Okay, so
There's kind of a, I mean, they might have like a higher caste level, but they have to follow the rules of the soldiers. They don't get to do whatever they want.
right. So,
okay,
as
so it's
far as
better to be
accessing
soldiers then.
something
Okay.
Also, they probably don't
the
have business at the docks.
Okay, so
yeah,
yeah, so
exactly.
then we'll pretend to
Good
be
point,
generic
Emily.
soldiers.
Briar. No, not soldiers, I think, but some kind of a functionary bookkeeper type saying, we're here to verify the inventory. You low level guards let us pass, and
So what robe
we
would they wear? Because they wouldn't be guards.
right.
So what
Well, I
color
mean,
would they
the
wear? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out, right? Is like we need to figure out who to pretend to be, and this city runs on a caste system. So if we're pretending to be something, we need to be in the correct robe. And so the gray, so we know olive green exists, but at least I don't have what they are. We know that the blue is for like the merchants, crafters. We know the gray is for the guards and the military soldier folks. And then we know brown is just basically, kind of the nothing, like the, kind of low level nothingness.
right.
All right.
Yeah. Well, the whiter the officers. We haven't got a really good look at the officers.
Yeah, so we don't know what the admin people would wear. Like, we haven't seen any people, right? Because, have we seen other colors?
You have seen many colors. You have probably seen reds, navy blues, grays, dark greens, olives, browns, other ones. Pretty much the only color you have not seen are the top three.
Okay.
Because they don't really wander around in the street.
I mean, so when we
Or
were
is there
at
like a tax collector office we can pop by and see what kind of clothes they wear? Pretty easy.
Yeah.
We can just look
There
at them
we
and
go.
know, you know.
That's it.
There probably is a tax collector's office. If you guys want to go and try to find one.
Yeah.
Assessor collector sorts of folks.
All right. Go and give me some insight checks. All right. With a 28, a 2, and a 9. And a 20. Okay. It takes you guys a while, but eventually you find yourself to an establishment that you're pretty sure is the tax collectors locally. It's just an office. There are a few guards outside, but coming and going through the doors are a number of individuals, satchels, and riding implements, and they are wearing dark green.
So
You'd
the
probably be able
olive
to.
color?
Nope,
Or-
dark green.
Dark green, not the olive color.
Yeah, olive's like a medium, like a lighter green, right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know colors very well.
Greens. If you want green, you send them all.
Generally, yeah. So this is like kind of like more foresty, I guess. Maybe is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
sure. It's a forest
Okay.
green.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Sure, whatever. All right. So
And you're probably able to get a pretty good look
Having-
at them.
having seen that, then we've got a sense of what they should look like, and as far as
All right.
The
So
any
now,
kind of genetic background, elves or what have you.
sorry. So again, what?
Yeah, as far as what's the term du jour for race?
I don't know. Race. They're humans. Pretty much everyone here is human. Now that you guys have had a better look at the tax collectors, I think we can take a quick break here, and then we'll pick back up with you guys getting ready to break into the Imperial docks.
Is Demetori gonna come with us?
No,
Or...
she will not be there.
Okay. Okay, so I'll have my invisibility spell in case we need it.
Okay. All right, and I will see you guys in 5. All right. You've had some time to discuss your plans, but now it is dusk. You stand on the outskirts of the Imperial dockyards. What are you guys doing?
So, I think, right, so the plan is Snow's bad, Briar turns really tiny and is in Azrael's pocket, and Javid and Azrael are tax administrators who are basically walking in to administer tax on the shipments.
All right.
I don't know about tax administrators, but yeah, we're doing inventory.
All right. So, with Snow as a bat fluttering off into the darkness above, Briar shrinking down into a small beetle-like form and placed in a pocket, and the two of you transforming into forest green cloaked dorks who look like tax collectors.
Yeah, very weak, looks like never been to a gym, can barely carry a tax book, you know.
All right. The two of you approach one of the gates. Looks to be a little bit, maybe a little less defended than the others. There are still 4 guards, as well as a number on the walks above you. As you approach, 2 of the guards kind of turn towards you, stand out in front of you. Can we help you?
Yeah, we're here to assess the inventory that's just come in one of the warehouses. This is standard inventory. You've seen this before.
No, we haven't. I've never seen you before in my life. Never had a tax assessor come through here.
What? We come here every month to assess the tax. How else are the guards supposed to know the amount of taxes to assess if we don't actually assess the taxes? Are you new?
Give me a deception check.
He must be new.
Can I have advantage because I'm working with Javid?
Sure.
You look like a accountant.
That doesn't seem right to me. I've been working here a long time. Any of you ever seen tax assessors come through here? And they kind of look at the other 3 and they're just like shaking their heads. That's highly suspicious behavior. And you see him kind of like reaching for his short sword. We're gonna have to take you up to the boss's office. He'll figure out what's going on here.
Obviously.
Okay, sure. You know, this is gonna make us behind, but
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. Now let me get your badge numbers. Everybody give me your badge numbers. I'm gonna have a word with your supervisors about this.
I don't have one of those. I don't know what's going on here. Alright, you two, take him up to the office. And 2 of the other guards kind of fall off behind you and they start pointing you ahead. They unlock the gate and take you inside and begin leading you through some of the passageways. You can see that it is mostly like large warehouse type building inside here. They weave you through a couple of them, and as you're kind of traveling through...
Quick question. Is this dim light? This area, is it mostly dim light?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few torches, but it's a lot of, like, dead space in terms of light. If you would like to do something in an area of dim light, there are areas of dim light.
Well, I'm gonna just whisper to Javid, like, you're basically invisible in dim light, right?
Yeah. Or I can hide, rather.
I mean, we don't actually need to go up talk to the boss. We could just disappear.
Yeah.
What are you whispering about back there?
How upsetting this
Business.
is that I have to
You know?
deal with you when I have a job.
Yeah. We've got work to do. We don't need this rigmarole.
Look, yeah, I'd never seen you before, never had anything to do with you. And they're just like walking and kind of quietly talking to you guys about how all kinds of new things have happened. All these changes we've had in the last month or two, maybe it's something new that they're bringing back. I don't know.
I mean, how else is the Emperor going to get his taxes?
He doesn't. These are his shipments. These are for the Emperor.
Of course. And we're here to make sure that the Emperor is getting his full due. I want to find out that there's been somebody dipping into stuff? Let me. I don't want to have to start patting people down and checking pockets, but you know that that's going to happen if things come up short.
As soon as you mention that, you note instantly that the two guards kind of look at each other weird, and then they look back and keep walking along.
Can I just be like, what? That's interesting. Are you skimming off the top? And I start
No.
writing stuff down.
What are you talking about? No one ever said anything about skimming off the top, and the two of them are
What
taking...
was your name again?
Okay. And I think we're going to have the armed inventory police come in.
All right, so
proper accounting.
They round another corner, and you guys can tell that you're getting pretty close to a building within the dockyard that it looks bigger than the others, and it's kind of different. The rest of them are mostly windowless, like warehouse buildings, and this one has windows and rooms and other things. It's probably an office building that you guys are getting close to. If you wish to sneak away, this is probably your last chance.
How well guarded is this area, right? So there's
Actually surprisingly well guarded. As you guys have come inside, there are trios of guards kind of moving along between all the buildings in fairly regular intervals. They're not giving you guys any hassle because you're obviously being escorted by guards, but you can tell that there's a fair few of them.
Can Bat Boy and I peel off?
You're in a pocket. You could probably try to sneak away. The bat is not there. I'm assuming he's like overhead. He's watching all of this. He's air support, watching you weave your way. Yeah.
That man definitely is.
Yes.
Right.
Overhead support.
So I'm just gonna be like, Javid, now or
Yep.
never.
All right. I'm going to step into a pocket of dim and hide.
And I'm just gonna invisible.
All right. Go ahead and give me some stealth checks. So you guys do have advantage.
Do I have to give one?
No, you're just a random bat. No one... Even if they see you, they don't care. You're a bat.
I am a bat man. Thank you very much. A man bat.
A
if
man
you
bat,
will.
yeah. Okay, at 28, Javid, you do have advantage. Actually, no. If you only step into a dim light, you're not technically invisible, but I'll give you that they're rolled really low on their perception checks.
Oh, I can hide in dim light.
Yes. I mean, you can always hide, but I understand what you mean.
But it
Isn't
is
he,
a
like
feature
almost
of
impossible to see
Gloomstalker. Where is
in
it?
dim light?
Fine here. Let's see. I can land stride and become invisible on a turn, whereas where's my hidden thingy?
Are you using your nature's veil? Or are you turning invisible?
One of the things I've got lets me hide in.
So your umbral sight makes you in darkness invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness.
But wasn't there something that, like, in dim light, he's basically a ninja?
Mask of the Wild, you can attempt to hide even when you are only lightly obscured.
Yeah, that's the one. Where is that?
I'm pretty sure that is referring to combat. The hide action in combat.
It doesn't say that. It just says Mask of the Wild. You can attempt to hide even when you are lightly obscured, and dim light gives me lightly obscurement.
So can't he just hide in dim light? Like, he basically steps into an alley and you can't see him just because he's kind of a ninja?
Sure. So they round another corner, and with Azrael turning invisible and Javid just kind of standing still in like a little pocket of dim light, the two guards just keep walking. They don't even notice. They're not paying attention to you at all. They rolled really low on their perception checks. The two of them are having a conversation that you guys were not participating in, and they don't even notice that you're not there. And they just wander off, with the two of you free to do as you wish.
I wanna figure out. So they told us this was all the Emperor's stuff, right? This entire dock is the Emperor's.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right. Remind me, the player, what we're looking for.
You were told that the Emperor had received a special shipment, and that Verdigan did not know what was in it. It had come recently from Tide's Gate. And that was about it. Verdigan wanted to know what it was because he didn't know, and he said that was unusual.
So we knew that we were about to go into an office, right?
You are pretty close to what you can probably tell is the administrative building for the dockyard.
And there are how many warehouses here?
12. 12 large buildings.
Snow do some scoping out?
I don't think he went in any of them.
Yeah, we haven't gone into any of them. We got to figure out which one's got a recent shipment. What would that look like? They're all just anonymous warehouse-looking things.
Yeah. What do the warehouses look like? Are they all the same? Do some of them look like is there any like numbering system? Is there any type of organization system that looks like things go like to this warehouse first? Like maybe the more valuable stuff goes to this warehouse. This warehouse is more guarded. Like any type of organization that would give some sense of how the warehouses are used.
Yeah, the guarding, that's probably key. If it's something new, the guards are going to be paying attention to it, right?
Not necessarily. So what Snow would be able to tell, as he is the one who's able to see most of the establishment pretty easily. Actually, can I get a perception check from Snow?
I'm willing to bet there's a ledger somewhere. If we know what day it came in, we could probably look up and see where they stored that day's shipments.
Do we know what day it came in? Did he tell us?
He said recent.
Yeah, I mean, so we're still disguised as bookkeepers. Let's go in and ask to see the books.
Well, I mean, I'm invisible, so I'm not gonna not be that now.
Wait, but now you've seen the guards. Can you just turn into one of the guards?
Yeah. Why don't? I can't. I can only do alter self once a day, but Javid can. I can stay invisible, and Javid could turn into one of the guards.
How long do you stay invisible?
An hour.
Okay. All right. Snow with a 20. You can tell that there are 5 sets of docks, so 10, or there's 5 piers and 10 docks, so there's a potential for them, but there's only 3 vessels here right now, and they were all the same ones that you saw yesterday. It looks like 2 of them have been fully unloaded, and a third is actually being loaded up with items. So there are 12 warehouses. You can tell that the 4 closest to the docks actually seem to be a little bit better guarded.
So, does the one that's getting loaded up look like it's going to be on the way to the Emperor, or like
What do you mean?
is it like outgoing goods, or
It's
like
outgoing goods.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's not of interest to us. That's
Yeah.
not the new shipment in.
Of the 2 vessels, are they both from Tidesgate?
I don't think you'll be able to tell that right now.
Any insignia, any distinguishing flags?
You'd have to check the algae on the hull and see where it came from.
The 20. You could probably tell that one of them looks Thalassan and one of them looks like it's from Tidesgate. They have very different hull structure.
Got it.
What flag are they flying?
They're not flying any flag currently as it is after dark.
How dare they follow the standards?
Not flying the standards after dark.
It's the culture.
Right. So
Damn
Mm.
culture.
I want to.
bastard.
So are there guards around us? Like, can I talk to Javid without attracting attention?
You could probably do it pretty quietly. You guys both rolled stealth pretty well. If you're whispering to each other, then yes, you can do that. But if you want to start like wandering off, it might. And you want to talk to each other, then maybe not.
Well, I want to. Before we do anything, I want to come up with a plan. I was like, do you want to be a guard? Go to the admin? You think we should maybe just go and start searching the warehouses? Like, how long can Briar be tiny? By the way, I should have asked that.
I forgot to look.
As long as she won, though.
Let's see. Not very long at all. Up to 1 minute.
Oh shit! So she like on top of me right now.
I would say
she's not that
if we
big,
knew
but-
that the up to 1 minute, she could probably just be in the air. Like she doesn't
Okay.
have to. She can fly over the walls. She doesn't
Okay.
need to be there with you guys.
Okay.
So you could just say you didn't do that, and maybe she was flying up kind of high and trying to like see what's happening.
Trying to look like a bird or
Nobody's
something.
nobody's paying attention to this whir of beetle wings.
She's high enough. It's dark. I would say they probably don't notice her.
Really, really, really big fucking mosquitoes. That's all it is.
It's climate change locally. The mosquitoes are getting bigger.
So, like, what do you think, right? Should like we maybe have like Briar and Snow be searching warehouses while we're trying to find like dockets? Like, you can turn into a guard, right? Like, I can't do that. I need to stay invisible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I can disguise myself as a guard, go in and looking for the new ship.
You can just ask for a ledger. Say you need to enter stuff into a ledger or something. Right? You need to do what are those things? Your logs? That's a thing,
I think I
right?
would have done better as a bookkeeper to
No,
ask
don't
about
guards have to
the inventory.
document stuff? I don't know. I know you just walk in. Like you own the place and then, you
And-
know. I can search for the log while you're I don't know, being a guard. I don't I don't know.
What are we doing here? How do we
Yeah.
find out which one's got the recent shipment and get in
All right,
the
so
warehouse?
do you want to just
Uh,
go ask
I,
then?
I, I thought the bookkeeper thing would have worked, just to say, yeah, we're here from the Emperor to go find the recent shipment. We're going to check the
Okay.
manifest, and
But I mean, so that didn't work.
well, I mean, we got caught, but I'm still disguised as a bookkeeperish looking guy.
So do you want to go and be a bookkeeper while I search for the log?
I'm going in and doing what while you're looking through the logs? How are you going to look through the logs while what am I doing?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you want to just ask for the logs, or do you want to just go to the warehouses? I mean, do you want to?
12 poking around 12 uh, warehouses looking for one that's got recent shipments in it where we're not able to get in actually. I think it'd be better to uh, say, I'm here to uh, inventory uh, sent from the palace, and uh, show me where the new stuff is so I can report back that it's been accounted for correctly.
Why don't you? But
Uh,
maybe you should disguise yourself as somebody else, so that way you don't see the same guards.
ooh,
What?
oh yeah, okay. I mean, I could be a different
Yeah,
different person,
different
but
types of person.
also
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a
Because
also a
then what the
guard,
guard? Well, actually, no. I mean, I guess you could just be the
bookkeeper.
same one, and then if guards are like, "Where'd you go?" You could be like, "You just walked off, and I didn't know where you went."
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So maybe you shouldn't change. So maybe you just
right.
walk in as you are and say, "Hey,
But then
I'm
you have to
here."
say where your friend is.
No,
Like I lost her too. Like it's dark outside.
dark and pools of light and dark
Yeah,
and
maybe one of the other guards grabbed her. I just turned around in the corner and everyone was gone.
there you go.
Do we really want them looking for you though?
I
Nah.
mean,
Well, I mean, sure, that'll distract them. They're
yeah,
not going to
I guess
find
then
her.
they won't be guarding the warehouses because I'll be next to Javid.
All right, so
Let's
Javid
try
is
that.
staying as he is, and he's walking up to the administrative building.
Admin building and walking in like I know what I'm about.
Okay,
And
can I get a... Actually, I've already got a perception check from Snow. Can I get one from Briar for you guys trying to search the warehouses? Oh, wow. All right.
Look at us now. We're doing good.
All right, can I get an investigation check from each of you?
It's -1.
I don't see your... Oh. 15 and a 5. All right. Snow, as you're getting a little bit closer to these warehouses, you can tell that one of the four is closer to the vessel that is being loaded, and it is well guarded. There's probably 5 or 6 guards around it. There's 2 of the other ones that don't really have very many guards around them. Like the other one, the guards are standing at given positions with like a couple of them rotating around. 2 of them on the waterfront, they're not as guarded, and they are adjacent to the ships that are being unloaded. And then there is a 4th one that is not very well guarded, and it is adjacent to the emptier piers. However, which one, you can't really tell from the outside. They have large like bay doors that are currently shut on all of them, but no like windows or other things for you to get inside. At least as far as you can tell.
He's a bat. You can get in.
You probably could get in if you really wanted to. Would you like to sneak into one of the warehouse buildings?
Yes, the heavily guarded one.
The heavily guarded one. Okay.
I feel like out of all of them there, that's gonna be where the Emperor shit is.
Alright. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. Alright. You land in one of... crawling through a gap into the underside of the wood, and you find yourself looking down into a large warehouse. There are a number of crates. The building is about half full. You can see other equipment, like cranes in the overhead for lifting them, an empty cart that's half loaded. As you're looking at the items and the boxes, it is unclear what they are, but you can tell that these are boxes that are getting loaded up to go on the ship. This is outgoing goods.
Gotcha. Alright, well, we're gonna check out the moderately guarded one.
You're just going to go one by one until you figure it out.
Yeah. Process
Okay.
of elimination. If at first you don't succeed, snoop snoop again.
Alright. Javid, you round the corner, and ahead of you, in the light in front of the doorway into the administrative building, there are 6 guards. 2 of them are hurriedly explaining to the other 4 that they were just here with some tax collectors, that they're not sure where they went. Why, I swear they were right behind us, or were they were between us, weren't they? Where'd they go? I didn't even hear them wander off. The other 4 guards are looking quite frustrated and vexed with... Are you going to step into the light to talk to them?
Yeah. I'll step up and say, where'd you guys wander off to? I stopped the time I bootlace and you guys wandered off. Anyway, so I'm still interested in. I got to do what I've got to do, which is to verify the inventory in this recently arrived shipment. So if you guys will let me into that warehouse, much appreciated, and so forth and so on. I'll proper do obeisance to the emperor and long live and so forth.
One of the guards kind of steps up. Weren't there 2 of you? Where'd your friend go?
It's a funny thing. We wandered through a dark patch, and she probably stopped and yeah, she'll be along here in a second. Anyway, so
Can I get you to give me a deception check, and I will give you advantage.
Which is a good thing because I got fuck all for deception.
Well, the guards got a nat 1 on their insight check, so... One of the 4 guards, not the 2 who are escorting you, kind of leans in. It's probably one of the new things. They might have figured out that some people have been skimming. The other guard's like, shh, shut up. And they gonna turn this way to the books.
What you guys do to make a living, I don't care. As long as the books balance, I'm all right.
One of the guards turns towards you, who's preparing to lead you into the building. He's like, we're well trained and well paid. We do not skim.
Of course not. And the emperor thanks you for your honesty.
All right. They lead you into the building, up a stairway to a small room. Kind of opens the door, leads you inside. It's covered in shelves with large numbers of like little like scrolls tucked into little things all over the place in here. There's a few books, but the room just looks like it's a lot of paperwork. That right there is the most recent stuff, and he points towards a couple of scrolls and one ledger.
Can I insight and see if he's lying?
Sure.
Oh shit, that shouldn't have been an advantage. I'm sorry.
It's okay. 19 still wins. He's telling the truth. This is the ledger room.
Okay. Yeah. So
This
I'm
has got
just gonna wait.
Inventory from the recent shipment. His Imperial Majesty is most interested in verifying the contents.
All right. One of the guards stands in the corner, watching you. Two of the other guards are outside in the hallway, flanking the door. You are free to touch anything in the room. What would you like to touch first?
Well, I'm sure that the contents of the warehouse, the most recent shipment, is in the ledger that's closest. So I'm going to take a look at that. Finding a spreadsheet.
All right. Opening up the ledger, and you begin to search it. You recognize that it is sorted out chronologically, and as it goes further into the book, closer to the present, and it is just each ship in order, and then everything that was on their hold that was unloaded onto the port, into the pier. You note that a lot of the ships... Go ahead.
Current whereabouts, this is in warehouse number 4 and...
Yes, a lot of the items are tracked by warehouse and where they are. You do notice that a lot of the ships are marked with a line at the bottom that says remainder items delivered to Western piers, which, as you would probably figure out quickly, indicates that these vessels, most of them were also carrying goods that weren't for the Emperor, and as soon as they left here, they went over to the regular piers to offload their goods.
All right. So I don't care about those. And looking through...
Can I get an insight check? And Azrael, are you helping him?
Yes, absolutely. I'm standing like right next to him, whispering in his ear as quietly as possible.
Go ahead, give me an investigation check. Sorry.
Oh, investigation.
I think I said insight, but I did not mean that. Investigation.
Yeah. You have advantage because I'm helping you.
Okay. You are able to tell that this is the incoming ledger, and one of the most recent vessels, the one that is not currently pier, was the Agate. And it had in its writing, a lot of these vessels actually include expected deliveries. They are like pre-filled out, essentially in like one handwriting on the left, like what the dockmaster was expecting on the ship, and then it is known, like found quantities of what he found when he inspected the ship, and then quantities on the pier and current location, all that kind of information. And on the Agate, there is 5 crates of bolts of linen that was added after he had inspected the ship.
That's it. Those aren't linen. Definitely not linen. We need to find those.
All right. So it'll say where it's currently being stored.
And it is stored in warehouse number 4. Snow, as you're beginning to search through these warehouses, kind of one by one, as you're traveling through them, they look less and less full of goods as far as these warehouses go. Nothing looks overly suspicious. It takes you a while in each one to search it. But you can tell that the first, or the well-guarded one and the two in the middle, does not appear to have anything particularly interesting in it. And Briar, you're probably just kind of like watching from the airs, trying to see if anything's happening. Javid and Azriel, you recognize that the 5 bolts of linen, 3 of them are marked as having been moved. 2 of them still remain. The location of the 3 of them were already moved. Is they were sent to the Imperial, or not the Imperial. They were shipped. They were shipped to a Senate warehouse, not an Imperial.
So what's the Senate? Like, is that separate from? Is that like a separate body? Or?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They're.
I'm envisioning the distinction between the Roman Emperor and Senate, where
They. You guys.
Centers of power.
Yeah, you would probably know that the Emperor and the Senate kind of like butt heads a lot, but currently the Emperor has more power than the Senate. It really depends on the Emperor.
I am the Senate.
So I'm sensing that there's a discrepancy in the books, and we need to take a hands-on inventory to locate these items. Dar, let's get a couple of escorts to take a look and so we can verify the whether or not this has been properly inventoried.
All right. Where are we going?
You should definitely pick a box near the box. Because if we have to take it, then we want to do this so sneakily.
All right, so you're heading to Warehouse 4?
Yeah.
All right.
So what we're interested in is in Warehouse 4. Let's go take a look at Warehouse 4 and make sure that what the Emperor expects to find is actually what's going to be there. I don't want anything skimmed in this particular shipment.
Right away. We understand. And the 3 of them begin following you out of the building towards Warehouse 4. Snow, as you leave the 3rd warehouse that you've searched, you suddenly note in the paths beneath you, walking along, is a tax collector and 3 guards headed towards the warehouse that you were about to enter.
Like Javid tax collector or a no shit tax collector?
Have you seen Javid's tax collector? It's his tax.
Oh,
okay, yes. I guess you saw them when they went in. It's the same guy.
Not so much tax collectors as functionary is
bean counter.
You would know it's Javid because you
counter.
saw him before he came into the dockyard. So you know what his persona looks like, and you know what Azriel's persona looks like.
Right.
Azriel, of course, being invisible right now, so he doesn't see her. But
yes, it is just Javid, and that is.
Uh-oh. Oh God, where's Azriel?
And Javid's kind of hustling along and waving at the guard, saying, "All right, let's go. We wanted to get this checked out. I've got a dinner date later.
All right.
Let's not take all night."
Briar, can I get a stealth check from you? Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Briar, you see this as well, and you are able to land kind of in the middle of the pier in a shady, kind of darker spot next to 2 crates. You watch as the tax collector and 3 guards approach the front, bay doors. One of the guards produces a key, kind of fiddles with it, pops the lock, slides it open, pulls it, and the 4 of them enter, with Azrael as well. Snow, you would be able to see this happen as well, and would be able to crawl in through the overhead.
I do that.
Alright. The 2 of the guards are at the entrance, and one of the guards is preparing to follow you, Javi.
So, you know the layout of this warehouse. Point me to where this shipment is, and I had taken notes, and so I've got from a registry of aisle and row.
Are you asking him for
within
where the
warehouse.
bolts of linen are, or where just something else random is?
No, we're going to go to the bolts of linen.
All right. He begins leading you through the warehouse, checking with it, looking at some numbers on the wall, walks you through some crates. Before, as he's holding the torch, you round a corner, and in front of you, you see 2 crates. They're quite large. They are, 5 feet tall, 5 feet wide, like great cubic wooden things. They look very heavy. And as you approach, you can see one of them, its top is askew. The guard kind of heads over to it and touches it. What in the blazes? What's going on down here?
Step back. I'm thinking that this may be above either of our pay grades. I don't want you to suffer for what others may have done. So why don't you just step back?
He kind of looks at you and steps back a pace or two, still holding the torch up to where you can see. Azrael, you're able to stand there. It's kind of tight quarters between a large number of crates, but there's plenty of room for you to sidle along next to them,
she's
or
not very big, so I imagine that she can, kind of squeeze in.
Yeah, she's sneaky and quiet.
She's sneaky, quiet, flexible,
Yeah.
I mean, are there any other
you said
crates
the
that...
wood askew?
yes.
And is this
And
the
the-
only one
the,
that's
uh, the-
askew?
Yep,
Is
just
there
one of the 2 crates has its
What
top
about
askew.
other crates in the warehouse? Are those open?
Nope.
No. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, yeah. Looking around, do I sense movement or creatures other than us?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Are you looking in the crate? The lid is open. You can see what is in it.
Not yet. I'm looking around to get a sense of the environments. What's around? So
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Quite a few crates. Almost all of them are bearing the mark of their shipment origin and a few other kind of information on the face of them. And pretty much all the ones in here you can tell they came from Tidesgate. Probably on the same...
Does this one have like a imperial seal or some distinguishing?
None of them have
mark?
that.
This one that's got the
Input.
All right.
Imported goods don't have imperial seals. That'd be exported stuff.
So I'm going to edge up, waving the guard back a little bit, and take a peek inside.
It looks to be black dirt.
This is not linen.
What is it?
This is the wrong thing. It's definitely not linen.
Snow, can I get a
dirt.
perception check from you? Briar, what are you doing? So they've gone inside. You're kind of on the exterior. The two guards, you can tell, are standing just inside the doorway.
Can I go in through the roof the way that man? And
He is fitting through a bat-sized gap in the wood of the
Can
Can
building.
she get tiny, like she normally can?
If you
or
wish to get
can
tiny,
it?
you could probably fit through a bat-sized hole if you squeezed.
Batman-sized hole.
Yes, Batman-sized hole. So you want to do your 1 minute of tiny and sneak into the building?
Yeah.
All right. You land on the roof gently, shrink down, slip through a gap, and standing on this catwalk looking down on the crates below, you can see the orange glow of a guard standing behind a tax collector that Javid's form, he assumed. And you back to full size and just are watching quietly. Snow, as you are clinging to the underside of the roof, looking down into the building, you notice that it is a large crate of dirt, but there is a little scattering, potentially a trail that leads off behind into a corner.
I'm gonna follow the trail of dirt.
You scatter along the ceiling, getting a better view of a darkened corner, and there you see, in the darkness, two shapes lying on the floor.
Body-sized shapes? Human shapes?
They are body-sized humanoid shapes.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna try to determine everything that I can as a Batman. And,
I mean, you have pretty good dark vision. What you would be able to tell is that the two bodies both appear to be wearing the uniform of the dock workers that work here in the Imperial Shipping Complex.
What's the dirt around them? Does it look like they carried it? Are they unconscious? Are they dead?
They look... It's hard to tell whether they are unconscious or dead. There's not like a lot of dirt or anything. They didn't like bring it with them, but there was just like a little, like, you know, a couple of particles. You rolled a 26 on your perception check, so you were able to see like a little trail of flecks of dirt off into a corner that's, you know, 10 feet away from Javid.
All right. I mean, like what they would have carried.
One of them has a crowbar.
Is there dirt on their hands?
Yes.
I'm gonna search the area. Does it look like something was taken out of here?
Nope. No other signs of nonsense. It looks like they are... they've got kind of dirty hands. You can tell that there's, you know, specks of black all across. One of them had a crowbar. One of the other ones had a satchel. And they're both just kind of like lying there, like upright a little bit in this corner behind some crate.
I'm gonna work my way into the satchel and see what's in there.
All right. The satchel has a hammer, nails, some other equipment, chalk, and other items. But that's about it. As you are quite close to them now, you can tell that they are both still breathing.
Do they have any lumps on their heads?
They do not look like they were knocked unconscious by billy clubs in a cartoonish style.
Is it like somebody cast sleep on them?
You cannot tell.
Is there the slight lingering smell of alcohol?
Not that your small batty form can discern.
Wasn't Romney then. Are there any
Having a
like
relentless
passageways
journey.
leading off, like doorways?
You're actually pretty
Nearby?
much in like a dead end corner.
Hmm. Well, shit. Can any of these people speak to animals? How are we communicating? Or is that only Dimitari?
I think only Demetari could talk to you right now. I mean, I guess Javid could, but he's a little busy.
You could come like flap around one of our faces.
I mean, you can turn into a bat and then back into a bat multiple times, or you can
And
use it.
not.
You can only do it once.
You can only do it once until the next dawn.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
You should come flap
Yeah,
around
it
one
is.
of our faces or something. You know.
I think. Let me double check. Maybe that's just the flying. Cloak of the bat. Alright.
All right, Javid.
Are you,
So you have seen
Yep.
that there is dirt within the crate, and Azrael, you can
Mhm.
probably see this too because you can just look into it.
Can I like just I know I don't want to make myself obvious, but can I inspect the dirt to see if there's any arcane properties, something that's, makes this more than just dirt?
Sure, give me an investigation. Are you touching the dirt?
Yes.
Okay. You reach your hand, like you're kind of like picking at the dirt. You're kind of touching it. You're trying to figure out what there is to it, and you kind of like scoop a little of it. And then there's this like as you're moving your hand in, there's this like sharp stabbing feeling for a second. You yank your hand free, and you can see like a little speck where something has jabbed you.
Metachlorians!
Draws a little bit of blood.
Can I do a medical check? Like, can I figure out what the hell caused that?
Sure, give me a medicine check. Javi, what are you doing?
All right. So, as a accountant, I would be aware that this is not what's been inventoried, and telling the guard, "All right, we've got a discrepancy in the books. This is definitely not what's showing up on the ledger." Um, I'm thinking that your supervisor needs to be informed of this immediately.
Or we could take it with us to investigate further.
Yep, we were supposed to take the goods. We need to take this to the Emperor immediately.
Fine, but the guard needs to get out of the way so we can grab some of the dirt.
Oh, no,
And
literally, we can pick up the crate and take it. You need to
the
take the whole
crate?
crate. Yeah, take the
I don't
whole
want a
crate.
whole crate.
Yeah, we do.
No, I don't want a whole crate.
Why don't we
I
want the
want
whole
to just
crate?
get like a.
Can we
I'm
carry
gonna
the
haul a
crate?
whole
All
crate
right,
out
so
of here.
unfortunately, you guys would not be able to communicate with each other very effectively. Azrael, you can tell that you were probably bitten by something. You might have been bitten by like a bug or something in the dirt.
Can I whisper that to Javid? There's a bug in there. We need to take that bug.
And as you're kind of like looking at it, for a split second, it looks like one of your veins moved.
Is it poison?
Oh, shit.
Shit, it's like a parasite. You're parasited.
Uh,
I don't even trust you
The
anymore.
microscopic version of Tremors.
That's a bug. We need to take that bug.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a bad thing, and dude, talking to the guard, you need to get as many of the guard in here as you can right now.
What?
There's there's something seriously wrong with this, and the emperor's not going to be happy that there's like a vampire or something in that dirt.
all right, the guard is like freaking out. He's like, all right, and he just like reaches out and holds the torch out to you, and he's like, I'll be back.
Alright, I will grab the torch.
And he just ducks off around the
And,
corner. You hear him yelling like, "We have to alert the captain. We've got to get the captain and as many men down here as we can." And they disappear out of the warehouse.
Wait.
Briar, you're able to watch them go.
Wait.
Is
We
her
need.
symbiote reacting?
Azrael, you do suddenly feel this, like, your symbiote in the back of your head is like, what is that? What is happening?
Can I just pick up the crate? I literally just pick up the crate.
I
Want to dump it
don't-
over? Because we can just be like,
Are you
oh,
gonna,
it fell
like, pour
over.
it out?
Weird.
Yeah, I want whatever that thing is.
Yeah, let's pour it out.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check to like dump it out.
Can I help?
Yeah, absolutely.
$12.
26. Yeah, as like you're like trying to get it lifted up, and Briar just like one hand like dumps it, spills this like thick black dirt across the floor towards one of the other crates. And as soon as she does that, and it's like disturbed and turned on its back, these like hair thin white worms are like scattered all through the dirt, and they immediately just like slink underneath it and disappear into the black.
The black what? Dirt?
there's,
Yeah, into the dirt.
shadows and
Sand.
dark and stuff like that.
They scatter back into the dirt.
This is fucked up. We need to get out of here right now.
Yeah. Grab
We need to tell,
the bugs and run.
What?
Grab the bugs and run.
Grab the what?
The worms. The bugs.
Grab the bugs.
Yeah.
You grab the
go.
worms.
But you
Respectfully,
grab one.
fuck that.
You.
We need to have one so we can at least
Yeah.
figure out what's going on
All right.
with you.
Snow, as you are kind of over next to the two bodies, one of them goes. All of you hear coughing behind the crates.
The hell's that?
I'm gonna go peek my head around.
All right. Peeking your head around, there are two men kind of huddled in the corner in the darkness. One of them kind of squints up, looking towards the light. Who's there?
I will, hearing the coughing, take the torch around and say, "You guards, what's happened to you?"
We're not guards. We're dock workers. Please, you gotta help us. We don't feel so well.
Of course you don't. What happened to you?
We just
I'm not
came
getting very
to...
close. I'm not going to get within touching range. They're not going to touch me. They
Okay.
don't trust that.
They, the one that is talking kind of, we were just came down here to, and kind of looks up at you and like sizes you up.
I can see you're a crowbar and you're breaking in and stealing stuff. What happened to you?
Sometimes we take some stuff from some of the shipments, but we wanted to know what this one was. Some of the guards had their lips shut up tight about them. We didn't know if it was something terribly valuable, but it was just dirt. We reached in and something jabbed us. Now we feel so sick.
You too. Well, you guys are going to die, so I'll talk to you guys later. I'm heading out.
Briar and Azrael, you guys are standing there, and Snow is still a little bat. What are you guys doing?
We need to get one of the worms so we can figure out what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
And how to
I think we
reverse it.
just grab one of the worms and run away.
All right, you grab a worm, let it infect you. I'm getting out of here.
I mean, it kind of already infected me, but can I like tear off part of my like shirt or something and like hold the worm in the shirt? Like just grab it in the chunk and like tie it up?
Sure.
I've got a pouch in my handy haversack of holding. Stuff it down there. It can't
Like
infect us
dog
if
baggy
it's...
it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You
Oh
take
yeah,
the little
definitely
thing
dog bag.
and then you kind of tie it inside out so it's safely in the little baggie, and then I'll put it into Veed's haversack.
All right. You scoop one of the worms and dump it into the haversack inside of a little linen pouch.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
The fella that you were just talking to is like, please, you gotta help me. There's something really wrong.
Nope. I bet there is. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't care about that guy, honestly.
Um,
Guys.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Let's
tell him to
move
see
on.
a doctor
sorry.
and run away.
Little dirt worms. I've had tapeworms before, and fuck that.
The other fellow starts to stand up, the one who has not been talking this entire time.
We should be like, pew. What's the...
I mean, I'm running away. Like, I'm invisible. Once it's in Javid's haversack, I'm gone. I'm running towards the
Yep,
gate.
we're out of here.
All right.
We're headed for the the door of the warehouse.
So you guys scoop the worm into the pouch. The guy, the other one, the one that wasn't talking, is like standing up and kind of like bracing himself on the crates and stumbling towards you, and then all of you just look back and just scoot towards the exit.
Yep.
Yeah, hell no.
Double
I
time.
ain't getting fucking worms. Fuck that shit.
All right.
Bad enough I have rabies.
Ah,
Wait, we should really fix that.
Not actually.
rabies. I've
I don't know,
got
Snow.
a
You've been
cure
acting weird
condition.
lately.
Yeah.
All right. The four of you make it outside of the door, the padlock still open. You can hear shouting in the distance, echoing from behind one of the other warehouses, in the direction of the other guard. But you are standing there, the four of you alone. Snow as a small bat, Briar in front of you, Azrael invisible.
We need to like really get out of here, like really. So
We go back to the Pilgrim's Inn. I mean, he
Back,
asked us to bring the shipment.
yeah,
We bring the
or
shipment.
information about the shipment.
Yeah, we
I
have the
mean,
worm.
all he wanted was we got. I don't know why we need a worm, but
He specifically said if
we
it's
got one anyway.
transportable to bring it back, which we are.
Okay,
That's a
yeah,
worm,
worms are
not that big.
transportable. Perfect. Sure.
Can we
Alright.
freeze it so it
Um,
ain't like a risk?
I mean, it's in a little baggie.
Oh,
It's got
it's-
air.
It's in a
I mean,
baggie. It's in
one of them penetrated your skin.
haversack. It's fine. We're all right there. But I'm going to stay with the cover, staying out of pools of light, ducking through the shadows, heading toward the exit.
Briar and Snow, are you just flying away?
I think me and Bad
Yeah,
Boy are gonna go up,
aerial
up and
cover.
away.
Yep, staying the fuck away from the worms.
Okay. Can't believe you
Not
guys
today,
didn't like.
DM.
Can't believe you guys didn't want to hang out with my worm guys.
I mean, so to be fair, I might have if I knew that guards weren't going to immediately come in here. But I don't have time to sit there and heal
we
and
could
talk to
actually use the
them.
guards, because this sounds like something that the guards would want to handle as well, and we could get them, united together and fight the shit. But
So
fuck that.
Azrael does not do
I don't think they're
things
gonna blame
with
me
an
for piecing the fuck
audience.
out either.
Yeah, if she could have secretly talked to the guards without knowing that like everybody in the facility is going to be showing up, then she would have definitely done that. But the fact that literally everybody in the facility is going to be showing up, I don't got time to be talking to, and helping any guards.
Fights don't take that long. It's 6 seconds around. Guards might be minutes away. Anyway, Snow and Briar just fly off into the darkness. Javid, you duck into the patches of dim light and begin slinking away. Can I get stealth checks
Head
from you?
toward the
One of the other gates?
and When I get there, I say, all right, job complete. We're all done here. Thank you very much. Everything's great. How about you?
I need
And
stealth checks from Briar and I.
Yep. Yep. Can I get all you guys? Jude has a 30.
You're like a ninja.
Well, Snow and Briar's stealth checks are a little bit less important.
It show.
You
I
do
didn't
have
roll with the advantage.
yes,
so
so
I
you have a
28.
28 and a 30. The four of you are able to make your way out of the facility with ease. The guards are focusing on the warehouse with the strange shipment that the guards are all reporting to. They disappear in there as the four of you leave and begin heading back to the Pilgrim's Rest Inn. Is there anything else you guys would like to do on your way back, or are you just heading straight there?
And it was there at the Pilgrim's Rest that we were going to report our findings to Verdigan, right?
So you can go from the Pilgrim's Rest to the Mirage to talk to Verdigan, yes. Or, I suppose... I guess you don't need to talk to Verdigan. You can talk to Lieutenant Hackett, who does hang out at the Pilgrim's Rest Inn.
It was either Verdigan or one of Verdigan's lieutenants that we wanted to talk to. Report
Yeah.
what we found, and we want to keep Azrael in isolation because I suspect she's infected with some kind of worms. Probably need to give her some worms bane or something.
Yeah, we gotta take her to the vet and get her dewormed.
There you go.
So it does take about an hour to return to the Pilgrim's Rest Inn. And I will need Azrael to give me a Constitution saving throw. But she can't hear.
Azrael's not listening.
She is not.
Yeah. Azrael! Azrael!
Alright, you guys walked all the way back to the Pilgrim's Rest Inn. I need Azrael to give me a Constitution saving throw. Alright. You feel weird, but nothing that bad. It's like... It's kind of weird. It's like muscle weakness, kind of. Like, you like shake your hand out and get it back for a moment. But you're all able to return to the Pilgrim's Rest. The tavern going well. Music is playing. People are crowding some of the tables.
Would she respond to a lesser restoration as far as clearing up the muscle weakness and stuff?
You have no idea.
Is it a disease or something? Yeah, I might be like, hey, Javid, I don't feel well. Can you help me?
Yeah. You jerked and with that dirt thing. Not
Yeah,
that
look
I
at
saw it
my
because you're
vein.
invisible.
There's a little like red dot from the blood starting to scab over where you had your injury.
I'm not touching you.
Okay.
Can you
You
help
can
me?
sit over there.
But are you casting Lesser Restoration on her on your way back?
Yeah.
Are we taking into account that she is probably colder than the rest of us and has a slower heartbeat than the rest of us?
It's really...
Is whatever in her gonna die in her? Is what I'm saying.
That is
because she's not
true.
your
Like, I
normal-
don't
Oh,
breathe.
it's like
so technically, there's
dogs
no
with heartworm. You don't
oxygen
want to give them
in
heartworm
my
medicine if they've
blood.
got the worms. Yeah. She's probably got worms in her blood. And...
Like, she's not the best host. In fact, she's already a host. Is this a problem?
Yeah, is my symbiotic being get
yeah.
upset that there's somebody else
Conflicting
trying to
host.
use my live body?
You are noticing as you're
Why?
traveling, and as you're beginning to feel kind of sick, your symbiote is getting anxious.
Yeah, so maybe that's when I reach out to Javid to be like, Javid, I don't feel well. I think there's something wrong with me.
touch me, but here.
All right, you cast Lesser Restoration on her. Azrael, you do not feel better.
That didn't do anything. I still feel bad.
Okay. We need something stronger medicine. Who's got stronger medicine?
Nobody
Romney?
here.
Romney?
Let's
Romney,
find
who's
Romney.
having his issues.
Let's
hand her a very strong alcoholic drink and be like, let's poison it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll
Take a
definitely
stiff one.
take that. I'm looking to see if I have. I think there's something with my, but I have to like hit myself. Let me see. So I have Physician's Touch that can cure deafness, blindness. Oh, that's just the same thing as Lesser Restoration, though. So if Lesser Restoration didn't work, that won't work either.
Okay. We're gonna have to keep watch and make sure that no bumworms crawl out of her.
Yeah, can I find a cleric actually? Like once we go to the Pilgrim's Inn and turn this stuff in, can I ask them about a cleric that may be able to heal something? Actually, let's take the worm to them and see if they know what the hell that is.
So yeah, let's turn the worm in and say, Verdigan, box of worm dirt. So good luck with that. Out of here. Bye.
Yeah, we could just give like because we have the worm in the dirt and be like, hey, this thing bit me. You know what it is, and how do I heal myself?
Yeah, she's got the dirt worm in her, so we need to clear her up so she doesn't.
Okay, so are you guys going to leave as you've just arrived at the Pilgrim's Way Inn? Are you going to rest in? Are you going to head down into the Mirage to go find Verdigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this fucking worm.
Okay. All right.
I'm still a bat.
You're still a bat?
Briar, like a brooch. I'm not gonna waste this if we need it again.
All right.
When you go into light, do you stop being a bat?
Yeah, he's got to be in dim light.
It just says I have to be in dim light to become a bat. It doesn't say that I turn back into it.
Oh,
Ah, so it's like a
cool.
get into your super outfit kind of deal.
Yeah.
Nobody can see.
All right.
To find a phone booth.
Doesn't say anything about like getting into light. It just says that I have to be.
Booth? What is this?
So, the four of you depart from the Pilgrim's Rest Inn, out the back, into the hidden doorway, and down the steps into Mount Kale towards the Mirage. With Azrael, I believe the only one who can speak or read Thieves can't.
No, Snow can.
Snow is a bat, so I guess he could kind of help you.
He can read it. Like
I guess he
just
could
can't
flutter
talk to it.
down the right passages, and you just have to follow the bat.
I can read it too.
Okay. But yes, the four of you are able...
Man.
Batman! The four of you are able to head down the steps. It takes you a while to go this way. In fact, probably another hour. Azrael, can I get you to make another Constitution saving throw? You feel okay.
I really don't feel like I feel okay, but I don't think that's gonna last long, guys.
Yeah, you're sort of looking like you could drop over at any minute.
I mean,
She
I
kind of
don't
looks
really
sicker
look
than she
sick.
normally does.
Yeah, like I normally look sick, but maybe I'm a little
You
more pale.
normally look, but
The four of you arrive at Pilgrim's Rest Inn. Sorry, at the Mirage from Pilgrim's Rest Inn.
Yes.
Looking down into the establishment, you can see that there are quite a few people here, but the fight pit is quiet, and given that it is fairly late at night, It is just the inn that is being raucous. The rest of the buildings look like they might be housing, which is why some of them are windows shut, blinds drawn, quiet for the evening.
Do we know a contact for? And we just,
I mean, didn't we
recognize
just?
a
There was the
owner?
guards, right? Like, didn't we just go up up the stairs to go talk to this guy?
You did just walk up
We
to.
know how to talk to the guy.
You did just last time walk up to where Verdigan lives. If you guys wish to just walk up to the guards there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Vertigan asked us to gather some information for him, and we've got information to relay. So if you would let us into his, let him know that we're here and have information to impart.
As you're approaching and you can see the large bay window, you can tell that Verdigan is in the office. The two guards kind of look over at each other, and one of them kind of rings a little bell next to him. And just kind of looking at you. And eventually, a third guard comes down the steps to invite you up to Verdigan's office. As you are heading up the steps, Snow, are you still back? Yes. Okay. You're gonna ride that train until the last possible second.
Yeah, until right before dawn, then I'll turn back into, my normal self so that it resets. Never know when's gonna come in handy.
Down the steps
But
as the
wait.
Go ahead.
If you're riding on my shirt, I am obligated to give you head scratches.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
You gotta give the little bat scritches. As you guys are heading down, there are 3 individuals heading the other way that look like kind of rough and tumble thief types.
Have we seen them before at the Pilgrim's Inn?
Nope. You do not recognize them. You enter into Verdigan's office. Welcome. You're back quite soon.
Got what you asked for. We
It
went
was
into-
worms.
All right. Yeah, jump right in and I was going to try to build up to that, but yes.
I'm gonna reach into Javid's
here and
Havy
bleed.
sack and pull out the worms and be like, "It bit me."
And you're just
Yeah,
gonna
it's,
throw the worm's little pouch onto the table in front of him.
Yep.
Alright. The pouch
It
lands
lands.
and kind of spills open, and this little white worm starts kind of wriggling across his desk.
Oh, God, gross.
Kill it.
And kind of looks down at it and stands up and interesting.
Yeah, don't let that get away or anything. I think it's infected Azrael here, and so we need.
He just kind of
use some little curative. Anyway, that's what it is, and
do they
it's
have-
not anything useful or valuable as far as I can tell. It's like dirt with worms in it.
Does he have any glasses on his desk?
Probably, yeah.
Like a glass of water kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna boop.
You catch it in one of his little glasses, and he's like, this is very interesting information. Did you learn anything else about the ship? Anything of note or use?
They said it was bowls of wood.
Um,
Also, those people, they're
Yeah.
definitely skimming off the top. The guards are, if that's useful to you, by the way.
Some of them work for me and skim
It was
for
supposed
me.
to be linen, and I don't know if that's important. It was labeled as linen. We got there, we found a box of dirt, definitely not linen, and it seems to be infecting people. So, sort of watch out for that.
Do you have anything that could heal me? I would really we tried Lester Restoration, that didn't work.
I
There
do
was
not.
also 2 guys on the ground, and we didn't hang around to see how they were.
Yeah. Do you know a cleric? Do you have anyone on staff?
There are clerics at the top of the mountain, but we do not have anything like that on staff. And he's just kind of looking at the worm, and then I regret to inform you that I have not completed my end of the bargain. I would have told you to keep this information to yourself prior to entering in here to make sure that our transaction is not one-sided. But in the name of fairness, since you have informed me that the shipment was worms, that they are infecting people, then I shall pay you extra.
I still need the vault. We need the vault.
My contacts are still working on this information. You were less than helpful. There are many vaults in the city, but we are working through our sources of information. I cannot tell you how long it will take.
All right. So in the meantime, perhaps would help motivate things if we were to accomplish something else of use for you that would
No. We already
speed
had a
up the
deal. We
investigation.
don't do anything else for him. In
No?
fact, he's not even agreeing to heal us. We had a deal. He was going
No.
to find the
He,
vault
he
for
he
us. We
told
did
you that
our
you could
end,
go
and
up the
he has
mountain.
not.
You can always go up the mountain and get healed from the worms.
I'm
In
just saying, we don't
spirit
do
of
anything else
fairness,
to him until he gives us the vault.
Mm, I think we could probably. I mean, because we weren't uh, useful, as you say,
We were very
Lord
useful. We were
Verdigan.
very useful.
We,
He needs to give us the vault.
you may have this in
um,
exchange. I will deal with the vault when it is time. And he kind of like reaches into the desk, pulls a drawer open, pulls something out, and then he throws a red gemstone at you. That is your payment for now until I have discovered the information you requested. It is
Just
a...
and
gonna
what I'm
start
saying
hauling
is,
her
if
ass
there's
up the mountain.
anything we could do to uh, provide a greater impetus to searching for the information we seek, we'd be certainly happy to uh, do what we can, whatever's in our power, uh, to expedite matters.
For now, I have nothing for you. See to your friend. As Briar is just like dragging her out of the room.
Briar's really strong. I imagine there's not much resistance.
Here, I already don't feel good. I'm just gonna. Well, here we go.
Okay. You know how to get in touch with us. If you learn anything, if there's anything we can do for you, we're going to go now and get the worms out of our friend here. Bye.
Alright, and the four of you disappear out the... Alright. Heading back out towards the Pilgrim's Rest and then up the mountain.
Yep.
Alright.
Looking for clerics who can expunge worms.
Unfortunately, there are currently no clerics that can expunge worms that you see inside of the Mirage.
There's no like a 24-hour urgent care clerics.
At the fucking
Yeah.
mountain peak. Where
Yeah, I
people
mean,
who need it-
Ronnie's been having his whole, like, brewery religion experience. Can Yaldama, or whatever her name is?
Alright. It takes you some time to get out of the Mirage, and further time to begin scaling the mountain. Hold on.
I hope the worms move less fast, since you're like cold-blooded and stuff.
I think that wouldn't that be harder because my veins don't really pump blood very well.
Yeah. So they wouldn't have a lot to go on. They're used to warm-blooded prey.
Alright, so,
Cold
at a
corpses
fast
again.
pace, terrain, it would take you guys 3 hours. So 4 hours from the Mirage, 3 hours up the mountain to get to the top.
So I need to do 4.
You will need to do 4
checks.
Constitution saves.
And the first one's an at 1. Do I need to roll the other 3?
Hold on. Your constitution is reduced by 3 points, and your max hit points are reduced by 6.
Yeah.
And I need you to make 3 more saves.
Wait, you said what's the total HP reduction?
6. Alright. The -3 on your con, what did that do to your net value?
So it would make my con only a
Each one
+1.
Drop the bonus
So
by 1.
yeah, because if I remind, so it would reduce it to actually to 11, so it'd be 0. So you would just take 2
So
off
you
of
have
each of
you
those
would have gotten an
rolls.
18, a 17, and an 11.
Yeah.
Alright, those first 2 would have saved. The third... Jeez, okay. Your constitution is reduced by a further 2 points.
Okay, so now it's down to 9, so it has a -1 on it.
And your max HP is reduced by 11.
Push my HP down to 66. Oh wait, no, sorry, 56.
And you are starting to feel quite ill.
Yeah, I'm like vomiting as we're like walking up the thing. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. There's something wrong.
As she stops to vomit, and one of you gets closer to her with the light, you look down at her and you can see underneath the skin of her cheek, a little worm disappears.
No.
That is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Gross.
Can I try to cut that thing out? Can I just like try to stab myself
yeah,
to cut
I'm
the
gonna
worm out?
Take my dagger and try to poke it at
I will
each one as
totally
it
do
just
that. If they tell me there's a worm in there,
wiggling
I'm like
around.
cutting that thing.
Alright. But as you kind of have begun to throw up here, the 4 of you look up, and just over the next rise is the massive stone temple at the top of Mount Kale. And I think that's where we're going to stop for the week. And I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next Sunday.
That's
That's
terrifying.
disgusting. That's some diabolical shit right there.
Yeah,
Oh
biological
yeah,
weapon
yeah.
crap.
That's a visceral experience. The idea of worms. God.
You're welcome. See you guys
Yeah.
next week.